Movies Rule, the worst movie podcast ever recorded. And today we're headed to Tiris Lee. We got a baby and a Bjorn, and we got to get there before it's too late. Let's go. It's Willow. I don't know what it is. I picked that line because I just love how Pat Roach screams every line, I have the child, as he's riding into the freaking castle. It's so great.
Just barrels through everybody with a dummy baby.
Barrels through all of them, man.
He has a hard time controlling the volume of his voice.
He does.
Pat Roach has one volume.
I cannot modulate the sound of my own voice.
It's Roach volume.
That's right. Oh, my gosh. And so you can already hear, so we're just going to start right here next to me. The manimal Bob Hauser is here.
You got a lot of nerve showing your face around here, Hauser.
What is up, dude?
Nothing much. How you doing, man?
I'm so pumped for this because it's yet again another movie that we've watched together.
Yes, countless times. And so I'm excited because we've talked about a lot of movies continuously, 10, 20 years on, we still discuss them. This is one we haven't talked about in a long time. No, we actually forgot about it after last time I saw this movie was 2005 with you. I think it was in the early
I know it's been a long time. Early aughts. I'm so proud of you.
Was it the early aughts for you?
It was the early aughts. I hate saying that. Makes you want to punt Lorna out the window here.
Oh, hey, all right.
She's a fake baby anyway.
It's fine.
Lorna back to the queen.
It's like punting a Cabbage Patch doll. It doesn't count as child abuse. Of course, we said the aughts, and that summoned the ghost of Ryan Farrell over here at the Human Movie Database. What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Fresh off Armageddon just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
People are thrilled with your takes on that.
Gotta
movie.
love it.
So I'm sure they'll be very excited to what you have to say about how Willow was the best movie of 1988.
I mean,
and what other masterpiece came out in 1988?
Not even about that. We're talking high fantasy.
Yeah,
high fantasy. Like, would we have the Lord of the Rings trilogy without Willow?
Incoming 2 hours from now, Willow is better than Lord of the Rings.
I mean, they fight for replay value very well.
Very much.
But Armageddon's better than Saving Private Ryan.
Good God.
I'll see you guys in 2 hours. Go ahead.
The voice, Nicole Frier, is here.
Good afternoon or evening, wherever you are.
Wherever you are, hopefully you're enjoying yourself because we've got a full packed house here today. Fresh up, before I head over to the person over at the kids' table, fresh off a treasure hunt yourself at Goodwill.
I did. I went to one of those outlets where there's just like bins and bins for years, and I found a couple shirts, and I did find a knife, but I didn't get cut.
Perfect.
Yeah, I didn't take the knife to my house. I just actually asked the person who was walking by who worked there, should this be in the clothes? He said, no, it should not. And then it wasn't there anymore.
That's a murder weapon. Somebody wrapped up in a sweater and accidentally donated it to Goodwill.
I stayed alive.
100%.
I got 5 cents for that one.
That's right.
Very well could have been on purpose. That's
the mad genius over at the kids' table, Joe Goratowski. Welcome, sir.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Joe.
Little known fact, this is the first time I think I've ever been at the kids' table.
I was going to ask because I never want to say because we've done so many and we were at the other place and I couldn't remember if you had it or not.
I don't think I ever have.
Okay.
I'm too good for this thing.
Yeah, not anymore.
I thought
you've now busted the cherry on this one.
Yeah, I think I've unfortunately came down a few notches.
Yeah.
I thought it was baby. I thought you were Baby Huey.
What?
Sorry, sir.
Don't, please. Bob, I will come over there and take your seat.
Okay. You can have it.
Because you're in my chair.
Well, this is...
How am I in your chair?
That's my chair.
This is your chair?
That's my chair.
I farted in this chair.
I will always say this.
Yeah.
Okay. BMR is a lot like the Thunderdome if you've ever seen Mad Max. That you have to sit at the kids' table unless you make someone else sit at the kids' table. So if you could take a seat, come and get one, I guess. And Nicole, she has nails. She will get you. So I would pick Ryan or Bob if I was you. Okay. So Farrell basically is.
She also has a murder weapon now.
No, I didn't buy the knife.
Don't say that.
I mean,
it's still in the clothes somewhere.
I bought it twice. I went through the checkout 2 times just to pay for it.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. I'm your host, James Hauser. We're going to get straight into the vitals here. Those of you, if you've never listened to the show, we're going to tell you everything you need about the movie, how it qualifies, and then we're going to go scene by scene through the flick, and then at the end,
give it some awards, who we thought was good, who we thought sucked, and then at the end decide, does this deserve the label of a bad movie, or is this actually a really good movie? We'll see at the end. So whatever you've got going on today, if you're in the car on the way to work, if you're at work, we won't tell on you. If you're at home, wherever, enjoy the next couple hours, take a break from your problems, and we appreciate that you're here tuning in. So let's just dive straight into this thing. Willow, 1988. Movie was directed by Ron Howard.
How about that?
All I could think of before this, he might have done Splash.
Splash and Cocoon.
Okay, so this is his third film.
Yes.
American Graffiti.
American Graffiti. Did he direct that?
No,
that was George Lucas.
No,
my apologies.
He was in it though.
American
so you're
Graffiti.
Not fully wrong.
American Graffiti is how George Lucas met Ron Howard, and then they ran into each other at Industrial Light and Magic in 1985 when he was finishing Cocoon, and he was like, "Hey, remember this idea we were talking about back
Hey, you
in
want
the
a
day?"
job?
What kind of sandwiches were they having?
Exactly.
You don't know, do you?
Do you like
You
little?
don't know.
Do you like little mini French people?
Yes,
I got an
exactly.
idea that you could be
question
really
for you.
excited.
Do you remember we were going to call it Munchkins?
What was the question? Shut up. That was not going to be the name.
100% serious.
This was going to be called Munchkins.
In 1972, when George Lucas came up with the idea, he tentatively titled it Munchkins.
But instead, we got those cute little donuts from
What was
Dunkin'
your
Donuts.
question? You were
I'm going to say along
like
with Cocoon, another person came from Cocoon, the composer, James Horner,
Exactly.
who gave us this
James
awesome
Horner.
theme for this movie.
Hakuna Matata.
Ron Howard turned down the opportunity to do Cocoon 2 in order to
Exactly.
do Willow.
Exactly.
So Cocoon 2 sucks because of Warwick Davis. We can blame him.
Yeah.
Hey, do you do me a favor? Can you scroll higher so we don't have to see that POS Disney film?
Oh, this one. Not excited about. There's an advertisement. On screen for the
That's
Snow
actually
White
funny.
movie.
Funny enough, this actually had the most little people workers on a show. 200 I don't know how to properly say it.
240
Yeah.
little people is the proper
Yeah.
term.
How many did Disney Snow White have with Rachel Zegler? 0.
Do the computer ones count?
No.
Then
I think
zero.
they do.
Movie was written, as you said, the story was written by George Lucas. He didn't write the script. The script
Exactly.
credit belongs to Bob Dolman. Movie starred Val Kilmer, Joanne Is it Whaley or Wally? I don't know.
Whaley.
L's.
It's 2 L's. That's
Really?
what. So she's Irish. That's her actual red hair in this movie, and Warwick Davis as the titular Willow, along with a slew. Kevin Pollak is in this movie. I don't think I realized it was him till I was in my 20s, and I was like, "Holy crap, that's Kevin Pollak as one of the brownies."
Right.
Gene Marsh.
Gene Marsh is in this as Queen Bavmorda. Billy Barty making his third appearance in a BMR movie. Do you guys remember what the other two Billy Barty movies
my.
were?
Masters of the Universe.
Masters of the Universe as Gwildor, and they were both in the first 15 episodes. So very, very early. He was the cameraman in UHF.
Oh, wow.
Damn it. Wow.
Yes.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I
The
didn't.
squinty guy. I can't remember what his name is.
That's great.
Squinty McSquintersons.
Squinty McSquintertons. And so we'll go through all of this. Here's how the thing qualifies, because as I look at IMDb, I'm like, a 7.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was surprised when this came in the rotation, James.
Yeah. But then you go over here and look at this.
Whoa.
It has a rotten critic score.
Yep.
52%, 7.2 on IMDb, and an 80% audience score. So the audience have said loud and clear, this movie rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here come the movie critics that just want to just go, no, sorry.
Yeah. You want to hear a funny story about movie critics?
Please.
The two-headed creature at the end was named after Siskel and Ebert.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. So this was retribution. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll rally my friends and we'll get
I think
this
also the
voted down.
evil sorceress
Yes,
is
there's
also
another-
named after an
another-
old film critic. as
Yes.
well.
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it says the critic consensus says state-of-the-art special effects and an appealing performance from Warwick Davis can't save Willow from its slow pace and generic story.
How about
How is
that?
this generic?
What's generic
And
about it?
completely
I don't know.
the main muscle character, good
Yeah.
guy at the, never mind. It,
We'll get into. I mean, we'll get into.
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
but yes.
yeah. I don't want to get too far. My
No,
apologies.
but sure.
My apologies.
But your sentiment is correct.
Thank you.
Your sentiment being WTF.
Yes.
Mom, don't want to put words in your mouth, but honestly.
What the flowers, man?
Yeah. What the flowers?
What the flowers?
Shut the front door.
There we
Okay.
Shut
go.
the front door, you
That's what we need.
scotch drinking booger sniffer.
The Fargan ice
You
holes.
farging ice
Yes.
holes.
The Fargan ice holes of the critics.
There's a lady present. We're working on our language.
Oh, no, it's fine. Nicole's a full-grown adult. She can take, whatever you got.
But the sentiment is appreciated all the same.
There you go.
Fair. Nicole.
What did you say?
Do I
asked her if she
swear?
swears.
I've heard you do it.
I've said the swears. Okay.
Can we hear one?
She knows all four.
When
of the
they're
curse words.
warranted, you'll get them.
You gotta earn it from Nicole.
Okay.
You gotta earn it from Nicole.
You don't just say dance monkey and like,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Perfect.
You go, girl.
All right. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I want to get straight into this scene by scene here. So before we get any further, just want to say if you want to reach out to the show, you got complaints about our terrible takes, like Armageddon is better than Saving Private Ryan.
Yep.
You can email.
Damn right.
Put all complaints like Willy Wonka. They must be submitted in writing.
Willy Wonka sucks.
This show is trash@gmail.com. And we will answer your criticisms, or I'll make Ryan and Bob answer your criticisms. And that's the best way to reach us and interact with the show. Or you can join Patreon, patreon.com/badmoviesrule. We've got lots of bonus shows on there that you can only hear exclusively on Patreon. So we'd appreciate your support there as well.
Join the club.
All right.
Don't care about your crybaby opinions. Go off and
Let's pay the bills. All righty.
Wow. Okay.
What a way. The advertisers will love that being the last thing people hear right before their commercials. That's going to
Is
get
it
us.
like a sock company?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to
What
get
if
Blue
Bob-
Chew.
You
You
Damn
buy
it.
one sock, they give one free.
He's been trying to get a Blue Chew endorsement for a long time. All right, guys, it's time to dive in here, and we can move straight in here to our Willow scene by scene, which starts Farrell
Yes.
with a prophecy, a child prophecy.
Starts with title plate exposition, which is James's favorite.
Love it, love it, love it. And with, as far as fantasy movies go, the biggest trope of all, there will one day be a child, and once the child is born, they will rule over and defeat the evil, whoever they
Yes.
are, and like, you know.
Yes.
And then after
Exactly.
that, it'll be very boring.
Very biblical.
Very biblical.
Very biblical.
So they rounded up all of the children and the pregnant women and murdered all of them. Like, I feel like I've read this somewhere before. And they borrowed, I'm not trying to be...
No, George Lucas.
Critical.
Oh, there's a bunch of stories that they
They
borrowed.
borrowed from a lot of
Yep.
different places.
No,
yes.
The Bible's just the first
Yeah.
of many.
George Lucas openly admitted that he took everything, all of his favorite stories, and,
And put-
paid homage to it with this movie,
Right. Oh,
including
sure.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Pop is just one word you could use. I thought they were just checking the baby's arms and they were like, you can go. They killed them all.
I think they killed them all.
I think they did. I think it's a PG movie. They were
This
just
is supposed
checking
to be a
their.
kid's
Because they
movie.
checked the baby. They're like, that's the one.
They rounded them up. They were looking at their arms. They're like, oh, this one's good to go.
This was a kids movie in the 80s.
All right, hold on.
Yes, I know.
That's why it's
Bob.
awesome.
No,
it was a
I
kid's
know
movie in
that.
the 80s, which is to say it's scary as frick, okay?
Yeah.
For a kid. Back
we're
then,
both-
they didn't care.
Dude.
You could make a movie like this for kids today and they'd be like, what is wrong with you?
Yes.
Nothing's wrong with us. This is the real world.
Don't ever revisit the original Pinocchio.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's actually.
horrifying.
Pleasure
Right.
Island.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these didn't really
They don't
strike
come back
me.
as boys?
First of all, they're like, let's make these women birth these babies in this
Jail cell.
underground cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we can check their arms. Like the lighting's really great down here.
Sure.
We'll be
Good
able to,
Healthcare. Okay, that's the
do
universal
that.
health care.
Definitely sanitary. How many of these babies just died because they had a cave birth? Okay. We don't know if there was, the proper things down there. How do they even give birth in the medieval times? I don't even know to this day how that happened.
They just crapped out a kid and didn't complain.
They just kind of.
Go ahead,
Facts.
Ryan. Go ahead.
I got nothing. I'm
Okay.
I'm at a loss.
Here's my point. Maybe they didn't murder them all. I'm sure they were super gentle. They were just like, not this one, and just
Yeah, right.
tossing them
Well,
aside.
as they treat.
Next.
As they treat her throughout the movie, just throw her on her shoulder. Let's drive through a cavalry charge now.
All right, can you at least admit that this is, by the time the movie's over, a jostled baby?
The hungriest jostled baby in the history of the world.
I felt like you said, as a kid. So
As a parent, you
I
know,
probably
right?
saw this for the first time when I was 7.
Yeah.
You don't think about any of
course
this
not.
stuff. And the last night, I'm like, as a parent now, I'm like, I feel so bad for the baby.
Yes.
Now we're all parents. And the whole time I'm like, this kid, somebody get the kid away from
Somebody
all of them.
please take the kid. This child is going to have shaken baby syndrome. Like,
Not my kid, not my
Way
problem.
overstimulated. That thing's never taken a nap.
But then every time it cuts to Alora, she's like, are we even doing anything right now?
She's always so happy and giggly, and her eyes light up with joy.
Every close-up of her they shot in 15 minutes. They literally is all the same shot from the same setup.
Yeah.
And they just intercut it whenever they
Perfect.
needed to.
It was-
Perfect.
She barfed
Wonderful.
on that gentleman on accident. That never was supposed to be in there.
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
The kid knew.
Yeah.
The twins. They were a set of twins.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
There was a third baby.
Where did they?
Oh, for when they went to New Zealand.
Yes.
They didn't want to fly the baby.
Because the twins that were playing her
Yeah.
had outgrown the props.
Ah.
So the third baby was the one that pukes on Burble Cut's face.
Okay.
Burble Cut.
Is it
Burble Cut.
Is it Burgle with G's
Burgle
or
Cut.
Burble?
Burger Cut.
Burgle Cut.
Burgle Cut.
Burg.
Yes.
I'm tired of getting killed about
He
names.
can
okay?
he
That's
can
all I'm saying.
he can rival Hulk Hogan on the horseshoe long
Yes.
hair.
Correct us on the fantasy names from Willow. We would love to hear your opinion on that.
He does look like Hulk Hogan's grandfather.
He does.
First of all, I'm treading carefully here.
That semen.
Burgle Cut is the biggest little person I've ever seen in my life. And Hogan is one of the biggest humans. So he is the Hulk Hogan of little people, and I don't mean that in any kind of slight to them, but he's massive compared to everybody else. Yes.
If that's the case, he gets the trash can on the board.
All right.
Just being associated with Hulk Hogan.
He's Hulk Hogan if Hulk Hogan looked like a melted scoop of ice cream.
Yeah.
You say my comments are terrible.
What? His body. Okay.
Nope.
Let's fat shame. He's fat.
I'm not going to fat shame him. I'm just going
Body
to say he
shaming in
looks.
general.
He
Twinkies
looks,
and oatmeal cookies.
he has a hot dog head. Okay. His head looks like a hot dog.
He loves hot
That's all I'm
dogs.
saying.
He sits down and
relish
gets
and all.
taller.
He sits on popsicle sticks. His name is Burgle Cut.
The baby gets smuggled out because there is a baby with a mark on her arm, and the midwife smuggles her out. Like, they leave the two of them alone. We'll go get Sorsha. You stay here with this baby. Well, we'll come back to kill it in a second. No problem. Please take this child and get out.
No,
of
they
here.
weren't going to kill it. They had to do the whole ritual
Oh,
thing.
that's right. That's
yeah.
right. We're going to kill it later.
Yeah.
Gene Marsh selling the hell out of that. Just kill her. Just the way she
Oh,
said
no.
that line.
Kill her.
Yeah, kill her.
She will. Oh, God. This is bless her heart. This mother and her one line. She will destroy you. She is going to come back and she will destroy you. You will not survive. Kill her. I'm like, yes, please. It's like, I don't want to listen to this acting anymore.
Oh my gosh, Dave. She just had a baby in a cave.
It was rough.
Well, Conan was born on a battlefield.
Fair enough. And what is good in life, Bob?
What do you mean what's good in life?
According to Conan's knowledge that he learned on the battlefield, what is good in life?
If you can have a life without anal fissures, you're good to go.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
That was the only lesson from Conan you got, huh?
I thought it was
Yeah, subject the women.
crush your enemies,
Crush your enemies.
and leave them driven before you.
If you can have a high fiber diet, you'll be fine.
Perfect. Speaking of high fiber, this old lady midwife runs away with this baby for 4 months, I think. By the time the baby gets to that river, that thing looks like it's a 4-month-old.
I was going to say, I mean,
She's got a full
she's
ass
got
head
a
of
full
red
head
hair.
of hair
Some
at this
babies
point.
do.
But when she left, she didn't, is what I'm saying. Like they showed the baby, they showed her a second time, a little longer hair. Like, so they showed the progression of her hair.
It's a magical fantasy land of hair growth. It's fine.
And these are the
Rogaine River.
either these are the slowest ROUSs of all time.
Right.
Okay. Rodents of unusual size.
Of course they are.
That's exactly what those rat dogs were.
Yeah.
From Princess Bride.
Yeah.
They were Rottweilers disguised as
With rat costumes on,
yeah.
basically.
Pig
So they put
mask.
monster. They put I don't want to say pit bulls or what are they? Pit bulls or Rottweilers?
Right.
They were Rottweilers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying.
They put monsters in monster costumes.
Either those were the slowest dogs of all time, and it took them 5 months to find her by the river, okay? Or that baby's hair grows an inch a minute.
Let's figure this out. So if Rick Foster is making this film,
Oh my.
the dogs, he would have to show the dogs finding a squirrel, then segueing back to another village,
A flashback to when the dogs were born.
to sniffing another pregnant woman's anus, then
Yes.
back over here trying to follow the tracks here, then over here to another squirrel, then
Right.
back over here. By the time they get to the baby, it's 5 months.
Don't forget the parking spot.
Here's the more
And then you gotta have him pull into the dog kennel spot
Here's
and
the
then
more
back
important
out.
question. If, in fact, given the progression of the age, because the baby's hair didn't just get longer, but the baby got bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this woman had been on the run for 4 months, what dry boobies is she feeding this kid with?
Well, so I think they were just going to like various places to get the cow milk or
Because
whatever.
she's all dried
Sure.
up. No offense to her. But that's literally the first thing Dana said when she's watching. She's like, this dried up old woman is not feeding this kid.
Yeah.
Should we go there, Ryan? Should we go there?
Do it.
I don't.
She
was
backed the
she
baby up
wasn't a wet
underneath a
nurse,
cow
though.
and said, "Suck
Oh,
this
she
otter."
was a wet nurse?
No, I don't think she was. I just
No.
thought she was like the lady who was helping and with all these women who needed
So-
help.
Bob brings up a viable option. You go dairy farm to dairy farm and you just latch that baby onto a cow.
Yeah.
Right?
What if the cow super kicks the baby, though?
I'm just saying, in a pinch, if you're trying to escape an evil army and you have a baby you got to feed and you're 65 years old and not producing milk anymore, what are you going to do?
Well, later in the movie, Willow's like, I've got to get more milk for the bladder.
Right.
Which I guess is like the fancy bag of milk.
She just seemed like she was going through the forest in every shot that she, like, I don't think we ever saw her in a town anywhere.
And the
Maybe
mountains.
she found a small woodland creature that was
She milked a squirrel.
recently
you beat me to
child.
it.
Just milking squirrels out
She
there.
milked a squirrel. I think I would be with Bob and I would just latch that thing on a cow.
Yeah.
But she could have milked a squirrel. I'm not saying it's out.
So I
Chances are less
prefer the
than-
idea that it really was a couple days. The baby got super chubbed in a great healthy way and got lots of hair from 3
You
days.
prefer the option that makes less sense.
Squirrel milk
Yes.
is ultra dense.
I do.
I got you.
I do.
All right. So because this is the Bible story, she sends Moses down the river on a bed of twigs and
Moses in the reeds.
and says, off you go, as she's getting eaten by these rat dogs.
And she made a great water reed boat
yeah.
before she got attacked.
She didn't even
You mean
make
she
it.
just like put him on it and shoved it off like Buddy the
found
Elf
it.
Oh.
with the ice?
Yes.
He just Buddy the Elf jumped on the ice and it off and floated. Like that's kind of what
Perfect.
happened
Okay. Makes more sense.
with this. Okay.
So here's the first time that the baby, 99%, probably would have just died. But,
Yes.
you know, we got more movie to go.
Down the stream. Mm-hmm. We cut to these little kids finding this baby.
Yes, the little dwarfs.
The little. Is that okay to say? I feel like this is such a landmine
Why?
situation. I just don't want to say the wrong thing.
No, it's literally called dwarfism.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I say dwarfs the next 2 hours and I get in trouble,
How about
it's your
you know
fault?
you know what we're gonna do?
The little midgets walk to the river.
You know
But they're
what we're
called
gonna
Nelwins.
do? I was
Let's
just
just
gonna
call them
say.
Nelwins.
Let's call them Nelwins.
No,
Nelwins.
Nelwins.
They're
Yeah.
called Nelwins.
Nelwins?
Nelwins.
Yes.
That's it.
The baby floats into the Nelwyn.
I don't want to hear anybody say anything else about these people other than Nelwins.
I wasn't gonna. So cool.
Yeah, we were just gonna say Nelwyn's the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Fine.
All right, so these little chicken nuggets find the baby by the side of the river, and Willow comes over. And I had to.
Do you get ranch or buffalo sauce with them?
I don't know. The dogs, when they show up in the village, act as excited as I do when I get chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Okay, think about how excited those dogs had to have been. They're so little. This is going to be so easy. I'm getting so far ahead of myself. All right.
This is the
Willow shows up.
the most important plot point.
Willow shows up, sees that there's a baby there. He's in the middle of plowing a field, and he's like, "No, I have a better idea." She's like, "Can we keep it day?" He's like, "How about
Or
we murder this baby by just pushing it back down the stream?"
Yeah.
it's not 100% going to happen.
Just
So,
99%
yeah.
gonna happen.
That's like saying, like, you push a button and it kills somebody, but
Right.
you don't see it happen
Yeah.
wherever it is.
Well, those things can't swim, obviously, so
Yeah.
that'll be fine.
Perfect. And this is when Burglecut shows up, because he has to leave the kids to supervise this baby by the river. Burglecut shows up, and he's pissed off because Willow owes him money. And where the hell did you get the seed from? I sell all the seed and all.
It's like the Monsanto of Nelwyn times.
Yeah, right. It's Tony Soprano,
Right.
but for Nelwyn's.
It's burgle cut.
While this is happening, he's like, "You're a piece of crap, and you know what's gonna happen, you asshole? You're gonna be my slave." That's what's gonna they're working real hard.
You're gonna work in the mines.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
that's
Gonna
what
work
it
in
is.
the
You're gonna
mines.
work in the mines.
What the hell mine are they working underneath the Shire?
Are they just trying to work in some kind of Snow White situation? I think.
Hi ho!
Yeah.
Oh.
I bet these guys are great miners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move on.
me a-
Move on. Move on.
Reminds me of Fraggle Rock.
It does.
Wait a minute.
Chicken
Willow's
is away.
And they're
connected
the
to the
same
Santa with
size.
muscles.
Another
Right.
day.
There was a
Nothing
Fraggle
is
Rock
to
scene in
play.
that one too.
Down in Fraggle Rock.
Bom
Clint,
bom.
I'm so glad Clint came here to tell me that joke.
That's good. He called you beforehand?
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
Real quick here, though, James.
Please save me. I'm all over the
The
place.
preferred term would be little person,
Okay.
person of short stature,
Okay.
LP.
LP. As
LP.
in
Oh, was that
Yeah.
low profile?
low profile.
Oh my gosh.
No, Bob. No.
Well, that's what we call
It's more like liquid propane. Okay. Dwarf can be used, but sometimes is uncomfortable.
All right. See?
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan.
Nell Wynn it is.
I've set the tone, guys.
Almost
Nell
got me.
Or
Nell
Nell
Wynn.
wins. Nicole.
So why medically do they say
are-
dwarfism?
I don't know. Well, this is not
Because
the show to
that's
have
what
this
they
debate
have.
on.
Thank you, Nicole, for being the light in the storm.
Thank you. All right. He gets done talking to Burgle Cut, and by the time he gets over to the baby, the wife is already like, "This is our baby now."
Yep.
Okay.
We gotta keep him.
And there's that classic,
Keep
like
her.
typical, like there's no way we're having this baby. You are forbidden to fall in love with this child, and the wife is like ignores him completely.
Bye. See you later. Bye.
Yep.
Oh, I've never. I just come on. See, back to the freaking hut. I didn't know what the hell to call it. All right.
Their
Hobbit
home.
hole.
To their home.
To their home.
It's a house, James.
All right. I'm not so worried to say anything.
Just speak.
Okay. All right.
F them if they can't take a joke.
Tons of. We cut to the scene where there's 225 little.
Oh my god.
Nelwins.
Nell Wynn.
Nell wins.
Nelwins.
225 Nelwins
Low
are
pro-
at this party. Okay, keeping a low profile
Look,
at
can
this
you-
party.
Can you imagine Ron Howard directing this scene,
No,
standing at 5'11"?
he looked like he's Shaquille O'Neal. Ron Howard is like the littlest dude, and he probably was like, dude.
How many times do you think they forgot to set up the camera for the little people? Like they go, all right, we're starting to shoot, and the
hold on a
camera, there's
second,
no
you
one
gotta
there.
Loosen it. Tripod.
Lower the tripod.
Good stuff.
All the way to the ground.
So Willow is there doing a magic show. I mean, he's a big time magic, and I'm like the nerdy kind of magic, not like the cool like Sorceress is a fantasy movie. Like this is like the two rings that go together, and
Yes.
here's a piece of tissue.
So
coming
he's the
out
lord
my
of
hand.
those rings.
He is in that moment.
Oh, please.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just like, this guy's married with kids. It's amazing.
Yep.
Billy Barty shows up. He's the sorcerer, the town elder, or whatever the hell.
the high prince.
high, whatever.
Whatever.
He's a prince.
I don't know.
Nelwyn
He's like the
Wizard.
high something.
He's right.
What
Hi,
He has a high profile.
He's got yeah.
That's right. He keeps a high profile because they carry him in a chair, so he's high up.
F that noise.
But he'd still be shorter than Ron Howard.
I ain't been carrying nobody in no damn chair, man.
Which he shows up. It's time for him to pick an apprentice, and he goes, "Which finger is the most powerful?" And he's got his fingers out. Right. He goes down the line, and one of them is Willow, and they're even roasted him. He hasn't even done anything yet. Like, dude, Willow's one of the options. They must be getting desperate. Freaking loser. Comes over. They're pushing down the. By the time it gets to Willow, there's like 2 fingers left.
I was thumb all the way. It looks special and different.
It's different than the other ones, right? So if
yeah.
I mean, he should have trusted his instinct, which is
Don't.
none of them.
Nobody. Don't. No. Just. We're
Okay,
just gonna.
you always go with the thumb. Okay? Right, Joe? Thank you.
Yes.
Perfect.
You must
You must.
go with the thumb.
How dare
Okay.
you make me laugh, Ryan?
I mean, if it's Joe's thumb,
Then you go with the pinky finger. Billy Barty
Come on.
says, which finger is most powerful? The right answer is none. He
Yeah.
didn't trust himself.
Your own.
Your own finger, right? But he presses down. He's like, no new apprentice this year. You all are not worthy. Okay. And just at that moment, the dogs attack.
here we go.
Here we go.
And the real life actor of his daughter
Yes.
looked the most horrified and scared of any human I've ever seen.
She sold it. Or was actually terrified.
Nope, that's it. That's it. She was so scared.
Dude, when they call for the Warriors to come out and the Warriors run out with their freaking spears, and one of them is the limo driver from Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah.
Right?
Tony Cox.
Tony Cox, thank you that you knew his name. I was just like, I just remember him with the nunchucks going after Jim Carrey. You know, in that movie, he was one of the guys that is in the little warrior band. The warrior band. They're not a little warrior. I mean, they are a little band of warriors because there's only 3 of them, but
small
they're not.
collection.
I don't mean a little as in that they're
Do you
they're
need a
small.
shovel over there? Because you're just digging yourself a hole.
That it's a snack pack of warriors. Okay, is all I'm saying.
Pop Tarts.
Okay,
Bite
it
size.
destroys a child. What's it called? The thing you put a child in?
It's a carriage.
A carriage. I'm so
Stroller?
fried. A stroller, whatever it is. The dog rips it
Pram.
up. Okay, and it's like a Jaws
Crib.
4.
It's a crib.
It's a crib. Thank you. It's like a Jaws 4 moment. It was looking for somebody's baby. I'm like, it's a dog. Like it knew this is a thing that they keep babies in. And so I'm going to see if there's a baby in this bassinet. Okay. Crib, whatever.
Cribette.
Do you want to take 5?
Cribette.
No, I don't. I'm going to power through. This is what we're doing. All right. is looking for somebody's baby. And he's like, dude, we got to get rid of this baby. They all hate me already. They know that this is our baby. And the reason that these rodents of unusual size came and killed everybody, not everybody, actually killed no one.
I was going to say, they didn't kill anybody.
No.
Because
no
the little warriors took...
Warriored.
Just warriors.
The warriors.
Warriors, come out and play.
That's so...
all right. They go to the city council. I got to get through the part of the Shire here because there's a lot of movie. All right. So they have the city council where they're all getting together like, what the hell are we going to do? Whoever did. And the writing is so... Right before he walks in, I'll tell you, whoever did this is going in the pit. Yeah. Whoever is responsible.
Background actor number 3. Yeah. We should throw him in the pit.
That's right.
It's the mentality.
Ramble.
This is the mentality at the brat stop.
It is.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Except that pit that's a ball pit. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true.
And this. Otherwise, Willow would have been like, yes, throw me in the pit. I love going in the pit. Willow comes in with the baby, and the councilman goes, it must be taken far away from here, past the mountains, over the river, through the woods, cast into the fire at Mount Doom, right? Like literally,
yes,
is what it sounded like. Or
just push it down the river again.
Just put it in the basket and push it down the river.
So it's kind of like Candyland for a second there.
Yes.
Past lollipop, circle.
I'll tell you, why haven't they done a big budget adaptation of Candyland yet?
I don't know.
Starring
Seems
out.
like they just want to print money.
Yeah.
Money.
Do it. Directed by Michael Bay.
So he throws the
Sandler.
Come on.
he throws the bones. He's like, we'll consult the bones. He tosses the bones, and the wizard turns to Willow. He's like, the bones don't say shit.
He did.
Billy Barty, who didn't sell anything in this movie.
No, I loved him in this.
He was just playing himself.
Loved it.
The bones didn't say anything.
No. What do you think? You like this baby?
What do you want to say?
You have any love in you
Do you
for
love
this
this
child?
baby?
He's like, yeah, I kind of like this baby.
It's kind of cool. It's big.
She's like, the bones have spoken. Willow is going to take it and cast it into the fires of Mount Doom.
And now we need a Samwise Gamgee for him.
So Migosh is going to be Samwise.
Yes.
And then Burglecut because Burglecut's talking crap, and so he's like, oh.
Yes.
That
He's like,
I didn't see
"You're
that.
going."
Like I was like, come
Yes.
on.
Because the
Just leave it
warrior,
alone, dude.
because the one warrior, the best warrior in the village volunteers.
Yes.
He says, I'll go too. And Burglecut's like, no, he's the best warrior in the village. He
You
needs
can
to
have
stay
my
here.
toothpick.
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's a cocktail straw.
Sorry.
All like the little cocktail straws with the
Yes,
cherries.
the
All
little
right. What were you
sword
going to say? The
for
warrior.
olives.
And he says, no, you can't stay because we need him here to protect
Yes.
the people.
No, but that was just it. And then you get
Yes.
Billy Barty as well. Burglecut, you could go too.
Burglecut is forced
Starback.
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
And
the
here we
leader,
go.
though, I was like, come on, don't make him the
Volca.
leader.
What's his name? Isn't it like Volca?
Yeah, he's a terrible leader. And off they go. Call them the Fellowship of the Baby.
Of the baby.
And he gave him, though, magic acorns. I mean, magic beans. I mean, magic acorns.
I mean magic acorns because he's Willow, and this is important for us. I know we're talking a lot of crap. I'll just say no. I love this movie, but there's aspects of it that are
Stolen from nursery rhymes.
stolen
No, go
from
ahead.
and not great and
The
not okay.
whole
But
movie.
Isn't everything stolen from somewhere?
No,
yeah,
but
but in this case,
but even then.
but
Isn't
this is
everything?
important for Willow's character is that he fancies himself one day being a great sorcerer.
Exactly.
Yes.
And he's really just doing parlor tricks. He has the pig that he makes disappear, but the pig runs out from underneath the
Yes.
table with the blanket. He's
I don't know
got
why he thought I was going to hang out quietly.
yeah, because pigs generally are just like you want me to stay right here,
docile.
Yeah, right.
right under this
Yeah.
little area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. No doubt. No doubt.
No doubt, no doubt.
And so the first kind of magical thing he's given to do is he's given him these acorns. He's like, whatever you throw them at will turn to stone.
Yeah.
And he only uses it twice. He drops one on a bridge, and then he uses one later at the end of the movie. There is a cut scene where
Yep,
I guess
there is a
he
cut scene, yep.
used one, but I don't remember what it was that he.
I've never
when
seen
he
it.
was going out to the island.
Okay.
He was on the boat.
Oh.
A large fish attacks. Oh. And he drops the acorn on the boat, and the boat turns to stone. One of the scenes you see where Willow's sitting there on the shore.
Yeah.
His hair is wet
Because he sank the boat.
because he was in the water.
Yeah.
But for continuity, there's no reason why his hair should have been wet.
So what touched the wood plank, it turns that to stone. Why isn't his knapsack stone?
It's a special knapsack.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. And him when he picks it up, he's fine too.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we know what
It
the
has to
rules
be
are.
It has to be thrown. I think it has there's like a velocity type of thing where it's like once it realizes it's in motion,
Gotcha.
That's what happens.
then it like turns on.
Cool.
That's the science behind it.
Of course.
Yeah.
All roasting aside, I do want to say this. His goodbye with his wife literally got me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweetest ever.
It's the sweetest thing.
And then she gave her Rapunzel hair to him.
She cut her hair off. She says, I miss you already.
That was a giant piece of hair.
We've never been apart, she says.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
honestly, she's the sweetest woman.
very sweet.
Take notes.
Next time
Who you talking to? Who you talking to?
Not you.
Ooh, careful.
Other people.
Other
You're gonna threaten my sweetness.
Hey, never.
I'm not gonna take it.
crappy individuals.
Yeah. So what's kind of crazy, there's a huge age gap. So I want to, because we're talking about this goodbye scene, I thought it was very, very well done. She's 35 years old. This woman that's Julie Peters, I think. I probably messed that up, but sorry.
He was playing Kaya.
Yep.
Yep.
Warwick Davis was 17 when he made.
No way.
Yeah.
I just found that out too. I was completely amazed.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Which makes to me his performance even
That's
more
what I'm
impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because I never dawned on me until now. When I used to watch it, I assumed he was an adult, just like her. But he was in high school, and he has like 4-year-olds in this movie and plays across a 35-year-old woman.
Yep.
And fantastic job. So considering how young he was, I'm even more impressed with
Absolutely.
him. But she just looked a little old. This is what made me search it. She just looked a little older than him. They had this goodbye scene. I wonder what the age difference was between the two of them. And that's when I found out, like, 17 years old.
Half
to 35.
Yeah. Go girl.
Yeah, there you go.
Double standards.
All right. Billy Barty Billy Barty chucks a rock in the air and says, "Follow the bird." And the Burgle Cut goes, "It's going back to the village." And I just wanted to cut to Barty going, "F you, Burgle Cut." Do you know what I'm saying?
He gets crapped on.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, that's at the end. At the very end of the movie.
Oh, you're right. I thought he gets crapped on.
Not on this time, no.
Oh, never mind.
Just at the very, very end. But it's just like he's such a, I don't know. He's just the worst.
Billy Barty? Or
No, Burgle
No,
Cut. We're
Burgle
going back to the
Cut.
village. At least come back to the wizard going, "We're going to the village." Okay. Sorry.
That's the handsomest I've ever seen.
Stick your hands up. This is a mockery.
All right. Really, we get a chance to meet Sorsha and General Kael. We talk about General Kael for a second. This dude's freaking skull mask, armor, kicks ass.
But how can he see out of it?
I don't care.
Pat Roach. He can see.
He can see through
the
Sure.
eyes of his victims.
of whoever person that dude had a huge head. He killed some huge-headed person.
Yeah.
And said, "I'm making this big enough to be a container for my head.
Yes.
And I'm going to make it into a helmet to wear." And it kicks ass.
Yeah. It does.
Okay.
It was cool.
One of the coolest looking bad guys in any 80s movie ever. I don't know what you guys think of General Kael.
General Kael was awesome. That's probably my favorite Pat Roach role.
Pat Roach has been in so many great villain spots.
Oh, I don't know. The bodyguard in Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom, he was the big guy, the slave driver that he fought on the conveyor belt.
I don't know. That's a great fight scene.
The conveyor belt fight is incredible. I thought they just spray painted him brown. We're about to do Temple of Doom later this month, but they just spray painted him brown to be the Indian guard. He's the German guy. We talked about this.
The
I think,
classic
last
German
time,
fight.
in the Raiders.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He's the big German guy.
He fought He swung Arnold around by his feet like a doll.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
In Conan the Destroyer.
Yes.
He was Brytag in Red. I'm Brytag. Red Sonja. Just every time this guy shows up, I'm like, hell yes.
Pat Roach is
Pat Roach is the man. And so,
in my opinion, the costuming was so on point when it comes to the evil.
oh yeah,
The
bad guys.
Just absolutely loved them.
Yeah.
Sorsha's stuff is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I will say, when it gets to the heroes and such,
All right. Well, I can't wait till we get there. I know you got a lot. You told me on the phone you got a lot to say about that.
Gold spray paint going on there.
And from a costumer, I value your opinion here
They
on
should've
this
hired
one
Joe.
for sure.
A lot of mismatched sizes and just throw some stuff on there, some gold spray paint.
Queen Bad Morta comes out and she's talking to Kael and Sorsha and she's like, "Sorsha, you dumbass, you can't find this. I'm bringing General Kael in." And General Kael comes in. He's like, "I will find him, my queen." Right? You know? no problem. Consider it done, my queen.
What a simp.
I love that guy's voice. She's like, I need that baby. Okay? I got to have it. That's what she says.
I want my baby back.
Give me that baby back. Baby.
It just sounded very much like cowbell. Like, I just got to have more baby.
I got a fever.
There it is.
And the only prescription is this redheaded baby. I want its ass here tomorrow. It'll be done, my queen.
You get this, we all wearing gold-plated diapers.
What does that mean?
It doesn't matter.
The baby's in the gold.
Yes.
I guess that no one changes. Okay, never mind.
Are they next door to the castle? Because the next scene, the Nelwyns are having to duck behind logs because the ring wraiths, the Black Riders are coming through the forest to look for them. Right after they leave, Pat Roche leaves the castle, and here they are driving past the Nelwyns. How far are they going?
750 horsepower, man.
That's a lot of horsepower, dude.
Hey, it's a lot of power of General Kael.
That horse is like, I got to run my
Skull,
ass
man.
off.
The power of the skull plate.
When your horse is afraid of you,
Yeah.
dude,
Things not leaving your back.
that guy's terrifying. I don't care how good I am at swordsmanship. I see that dude coming at me in the battlefield. I am going to pretend like I just dropped out of a heart attack or something like. Maybe
Look at this shiny rock, you guys.
it'll confuse him, and he'll find somebody else to kill.
Wow.
This dude could knock you out with a sword made out of marshmallow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He could swing that hard enough to knock
Pull
your
that,
ass out.
Hulk Hogan thing, or the guy, he picks up the one guy. He's like,
Yeah.
Dookie.
Dookie.
Yeah, you just
That's
crap
it.
yourself. And he's like, oh, I don't want to touch you now.
All right, they get to the crossroads. The Nelwyns get to the crossroads.
They went across some log bridge at one point. And I was
did.
like, I want to go across that log bridge.
It was a very Hobbit-esque
It
like
was
thing
so
over
beautiful.
it looked
Yep.
strong.
Oh yes, the B-roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is actually, it's one of the best shots in the movie.
No,
I
it
love
is.
it.
It's cool.
Yes.
They get to the crossroads, and there's a person. There's a person in the crow cage.
Here we go.
Here we go, indeed.
Yes. 27 minutes into the movie.
27 minutes in, we get our first glimpse at the top billed person in the film.
Yep.
Yes.
Even though it should have been Warwick Davis. Much as
Absolutely.
I love Val Kilmer. But here is Mad Mardigan in a crow's nest at the crossroads. Give me some water. Peck, 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 peck. And what's funny is, I don't know if you guys have seen this clip of Warwick Davis and Val Kilmer talking about Willow. Just a few years before he lost his ability to speak, I want to say they did this reunion thing for the DVD and they were talking about it. And Val Kilmer said he can't go through an airport without people shouting peck at him.
Wow. That's what gets him.
Isn't that hilarious?
Oh, of all things.
Of all things. Give him some water. He's a person. And they all ditch him. Like they're just like, no, we're just going to come over here and screw your water.
Yeah. Why not?
He tried to strangle me.
Especially because Willow is being made out to be like the moral
Right.
person.
Like you get why Burglecut would say no.
Yeah.
But he should be the one going, come on, or me, gosh, or somebody. Like, come on, let's give this guy some water. But none of them do.
Yeah, sounds like
Why?
today's society.
I was going to say. That's how it should be.
They should not give him water.
You don't know who he is? He's a weird dude in a crow cage.
He's a person.
He's a prisoner in a crow cage.
I'm not talking about letting him out. I'm
in
saying
medieval
give him
times.
some water.
Yeah, but you get within reaching distance of him.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
That's
he going to do?
Exactly. Unless
Did he look dangerous?
Did you see his teeth?
He cleaned it with the rat's ass.
I was going to say that changed virtually a scene later.
Yeah.
Scrubbed it with a rat's ass.
Yep.
He says what happens is they all ditch. They're all like, look, this is a person. Let's give the baby to him and we'll all get out of here. We want to go home. But Willow's like, no, I'm not giving it to him. Look at his teeth. And then they're all like, well, we want to go back to Hobbiton. So they all left.
Shire.
And it's just Samwise and Frodo there
Yep.
by the fire with the one baby to rule them all.
It is the one baby to rule them all.
Okay. I know she's going to be queen.
Yeah.
Finally, he tells, do you remember this line? He tells Mad Mardigan that he's a powerful sorcerer. I've got this acorn, and if I throw it at you, it's turn you into stone.
Oh, I'm so scared. No, don't. There's a peck here with an acorn pointed at me.
I love it so much. Val's going 100%.
Although it almost seemed out of the movie at that point. It kind of got.
Really?
Yeah, the way he did it, I wanted it like 10% down.
No, I wanted 10% more.
You lost your ninjas. They didn't agree with your opinion.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Just so you guys know what Bob's talking about, Nicole has all of our ninjas stacked on her microphone.
She has a plethora.
A plethora of ninjas. He says, I'm a great warrior. He's like, yeah, right. I am the greatest swordsman that ever lived, is what he tries to tell. They go to great lengths to set up what a great warrior he is, but he doesn't actually touch a sword till 2/3 through the movie. So it's meant to be a big deal once he finally gets his hand on one. The army marches in. Joe.
Yes.
Here they are in all their glory, looking very regal in marches and army. And they're trying to pass off this baby on a marching army.
I mean, somebody.
Right.
Somebody? Anybody?
Yes.
Anybody?
Eric was going to put the baby in a Bjorn and ride into battle.
Eric.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
And he's a dad.
I know.
They needed more signage.
Is that what it
That's
was?
what it was.
They needed to know what they were.
Or a song, like a catchy.
Yeah. Some
A song that goes like,
get ya baby here.
Have you ever needed a baby?
I have one for you. If you want one of these bikini, I'll throw him over to you.
There you go.
It was too low. I started out too low.
Get ya baby here. It's hot. It's fresh,
Hot,
baby.
red-headed babies. Oh, I don't want to
Get
say that.
ya baby.
All right. Eric shows
Last one
up.
available.
And Matt Mardigan knows him, right? He's like, hey, Eric, it's me, your friend. Oh, Matt Mardigan, I knew you'd always end up in a crow's cage, right?
How convenient.
It's like, what's happening? Bad Morta's army is mobilized and we're riding off and Gondor needs
There's so
aid
many names,
or whatever.
just words and names.
We're off to
thrown in
destroy
your face.
Galador,
That's right.
the castle.
Rohan will answer and all. He's like, saying all these things, you know.
Hand me a sword, I'll win this war for you.
Yeah. So he goes like, you sit in that thing and rot because you don't serve anybody. Do you guys know the backstory of the character, which I guess is illuminated in the first draft of the script, and a lot of it was cut. A lot of stuff for Sorcerer was cut too. But he was part of this army and deserted. Was a very high-ranking soldier in the army. Deserted, I can't remember exactly why, but they go into all this backstory in the first draft of the thing. And this is why Eric, who was his only friend in the army, because he rubbed people the wrong way, it was his only friend. This is why he leaves him to rot, because he deserted the army right before a big battle and basically turned his back. And that's why he says, you don't serve anyone, all this other stuff. So that's
Great
all
scene.
part of it.
Got it.
But that's not, you don't really know all of that without.
I'm going to cut your head off and stick it on a pig pole.
Yeah, that's what he yells at him as he rides off. They give the baby to a death row inmate. I mean, when you really think about it.
There wasn't a lot of choices.
And back to the water thing.
Yes.
2 days. It took them 2 days to finally give him water. And then in 5 minutes, they're like, all right, well, we'll give you a baby too.
They break that lock with a stick that they swing at about 1 mile an hour, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't know the power of the.
Of Migosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Migosh.
They give the baby to this death row inmate. They go home literally high-fiving each other through the grass.
We're gonna be heroes.
4 minutes later, Bird comes flying past them with the baby.
Of all the directions.
Of all directions. Right. We have the baby.
We had the baby. Just when you thought people couldn't get any more little.
Yes. They're huge compared. They should be thrilled that the brownies are around. Right? And they're French.
I love the brownies.
And the French.
Why are the brownies French?
Why doesn't Val Kilmer have an accent?
He does sound like he's from South Jersey a little bit.
Him and Costner went to the same accent
That's
school.
what I'm saying.
The accent of I don't need no fucking accent.
right.
That's what he's doing. He's doing Robin Hood, circa Prince of Thieves.
Sure, but even Eric
The
has an
great
accent.
movie right there, Prince of Thieves.
Eric does have an accent. You're
Grumble,
right. That doesn't make a
grumble,
whole lot of
grumble.
sense. All right, so the brownies tie up Willow and
Like Gulliver's Travels.
Migosh. Yeah, like Gulliver's Travels, right?
Reference 974.
And as they're kind of groggily waking up, they're tied down, and the two main brownies, Kevin Pollak, and the other one's sitting there on his chest. And he's like, "What, brody? Shut up and I'll break your nose. You are mine to toy with."
I bet they had a really fun time.
They met no one.
Yeah.
They shot everything
green
separate
screen, right?
from everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
The entire thing is shot on a blue screen. They met nobody until the premiere.
Wow.
Rick Overton.
Yeah.
Rick Overton and Kevin Pollak.
And Kevin Pollak.
And that was it.
A bald Kevin Pollak.
Yep.
Yeah.
On a blue screen.
hilarious.
Just doing their thing.
That's right. All right. So floating ghost, kind of semi-hot floating ghost lady.
1980s music video Fairy Lady.
Yes,
Sorry,
that's
if,
perfect.
if a hot fairy lady said, "Bring this child over here," but you got it.
Yep. No problem. What's it?
What's a good
Now?
No,
I can go now.
Right here.
We can go right now.
Like, she's a lot of power, kind of. Doesn't really help that much, but
if Bob was out in the forest tied down by a bunch of brownies, and this floating lady comes over, and he'd be like, "Hold on a second, are we about to make out right now?" And she's like, "No, I need you to take the baby."
Let's just say Bob would be an acorn
That's right.
to turn to stone.
No,
Well, she's floating. How do I find the vagina? She's floating.
Jeez, you had to go.
And she's
That
half a
happens
cloud.
later. You got to work your way up to it.
It's half a cloud. What if it just forms out of air?
Anyway, as I was saying,
Like a pillow.
Bob was like, "Look, I'll take your baby wherever you need to go." But
I like how they think.
I'm a little bit busy, so can I do this next Thursday? And then she comes back as a giant floating head that's even slightly more angry, and Bob's like, hold on. Now I'm ready to go right now. All you had to do was say it kind of nasty.
I like it nasty. Sometimes
Miss
I just want.
Jackson,
Sometimes I just want
That's
to
right.
make out with my garbage can after I dump pizza in there.
I know. You're your own guy, and I love that about
I hear so many sentences here I've never heard before.
Bob probably has a world record for sentences that he's put words together that no one else has ever said, which I respect.
Most
you
likely
for.
true, yeah.
Most likely. You're probably the first person that's ever said, sometimes I make out my garbage can after I put pizza in it. Think about that. The world's existed for
Yes.
a long time,
Like a long
and no
time.
one's
I don't think
ever
anybody's
said that
ever said
before.
If you weren't feeling proud when you came in now.
This is not a rip. This is me literally giving you props. Anyway, this is how floating hot 80s music lady says,
Floating hot.
and Laura
Music
Dannon
lady.
wants you, right? This is how she ultimately gets
Can
Willow.
we be more specific?
She chose you. She wants you to take her to Tyrus Lee and the sorceress Rizal, who is the most powerful sorceress.
Why do these all sound like ice cream flavors?
They are. Okay, you have to follow the rocky road. Okay,
right? Yep.
To S'mores Pass.
cross the
With the
Napoleon,
brownies.
the Napoleonic River. Okay,
Yep.
where it's part of it's strawberry, part of it's
That's
strawberry.
right.
Okay, what's the next step?
Junk.
And then finally, when you get to the castle, and they're all encased in mint chocolate chip.
Oh, I'm not on them shits. What's you, a farmer? Stay right there, man. It's gonna take a while for me to lick you out of there.
Yeah, but I will do it. Give me 9 hours.
James will be there with a chainsaw if it was peanut butter cup.
If it was peanut butter chocolate,
If it was peanut butter,
in.
if it was like peanut butter cup blast.
all right. Take her to
hot.
Rizal. He's like,
Tutti frutti.
all right, give me the stick. You know, it's Rizal's, or no, it's Alindria's wand. There's a lot of dang names here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Glad
Sorceress Rizal, Finn Rizal.
By the way, let me just interject quickly. I looked up, I was like, is it Rizal? They're saying Rizal, but I looked up the spelling because I had on subtitles.
Yeah.
And the name from Hebrew means God is my mystery, but it's like it was an angel within the teaching of Kabbalah, the angel of mysteries, one of the associated with, anyway, blah, blah, blah. But I thought that was interesting.
Weird.
That is
Yeah,
very interesting.
it wasn't just a random thing.
The angel of mysteries.
But they do say
Or the
Rizal.
goddess of
They
mysteries.
do.
Yeah, but it's not spelled Rizal.
No.
All right, you and 2 brownies. You should totally be able to get all the way to Mount Doom with that. No problem.
Yeah, why not?
Peck, stupid Peck. Isn't that what one of the brownies calls him?
Oh, he gets called Peck for
By brownies.
by everybody.
So
Yes.
we learned that it's the derogatory term.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Nelwyn.
Yeah.
He's like,
Peck.
I'm not. We know where we're going. Not some stupid Peck like you, right? Or whatever the hell he says to him.
I know we're jumping the gun here, but say that to Schwarzenegger. I do have grand, magnificent pecs. Thank you.
That's what you like my pecs? Is that what you're trying to say? Peck. He does the dance. Peck.
You know, Terry Crews. Terry Crews doing a pectoral dance.
Be awesome. All right, they get to this village. Don't take a baby into this place. I guess it's the first.
Blarney Island.
It's like medieval Blarney Island.
Yes.
Okay. Right. I'm not going to. He's like, somebody's waiting for me. You know. He's like, I shouldn't go in there, but someone's definitely waiting to give me a quest in here. Like I've played these kind of games before.
The greatest NPCs of all Skyrim.
Yes.
This is the kind of place where you go in and there's 3 people waiting to talk to you.
Yep.
Yeah, they haven't moved.
Sheer.
Little exclamation
thing
mark
above their head.
Little,
Right.
yeah,
That would be my thing. I'm like, I
Yes.
have to go in because I got to get the quest.
Right.
Goes in. And there's just your typical NPC medieval villagers in there.
Dude.
And one guy says, "We'll cock you."
As he's getting a tattoo on his
Yeah.
back.
He's getting a tattoo on his back. Just not a baby, like
a hospitable place for babies.
I love the guy with the tattoo going down his nose that the camera like does a quick zoom up on. He's just like,
Yeah.
He's like,
Here,
Glasses are off. Hold on.
I got a big question. This is one of my big questions about the movie. And yeah, it's a movie. It's a fantasy movie. Shut up. All that stuff. Okay.
Suspend disbelief.
Suspend disbelief.
Spend it.
One of the brownies sees a hot chick
Yes.
in the villager NPC arena.
Yeah.
Okay. And says, "Give me that love potion."
yes.
What the frick is the brownie gonna do to a giant human person? And I am already trepidatious about asking this question in
Dude,
this room.
can I answer this?
But
No.
it doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh,
right?
Can I answer this?
Exactly.
Give me the love potion. You're this big.
You
Can I-
know
yeah, you know exactly where that
If
brownie's
anybody's
going.
got
Where
an
that
answer,
brownie's
Bob got
going.
an
You know where
answer.
I had
exactly.
to ask because it's a first. Now he ends up falling in love with a cat.
yes.
Oddly enough.
But dude, I can't say I can't go that far.
I think we know.
I think Joe covered that for me.
we
Thank
go.
you, Joe.
All right. He falls
It
in.
was an allegory, James.
It was.
The brownie falls into someone's beer. I do love that part. Willow ends up falling through a hatch in a room into a room where Mad Mardigan is dressing in drag
yeah.
because he's just hooked up with this woman whose husband, Lug, is on the way and about to come inside. And so she's trying to set him up with the... and the brownie recognizes him immediately.
Don't I know you from somewhere? Yeah, I stole the baby from you. What? You were taking a pee-pee.
That's right.
Yes. Best line. When are you taking a pee-pee?
You are crawling with brownies.
Husband comes in, Lug comes in, and he's mad that she's supposedly cheating on him. But when she said, "This is my cousin Esmeralda," or whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hilda.
Just
Hilda.
Hilda, thank you.
Yeah.
Grabs a handful immediately
And
and
that
says,
seemed real.
Yeah, and he's like, this, which makes me think, how many breasts has he touched? Not many. Okay.
Like in the movie with Steve Carell. where he's
4-year-old
like,
virgin.
Exactly.
Bag of sand. That's right. And he says, "Wanna breed?"
Yep.
Tempting.
Dude.
Ding.
No.
No.
Didn't they do something like this in Wild Wild West with
Yeah, the buckwheat.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, now touch my breast.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, now touch yourself. Oh my God, I'm hard.
He's talking about his chest.
That's a great movie.
Yes. So anyway, he uses Bob's line, but it doesn't work. The guards bust in
I never said want to breed
and start
did.
just tackling villagers.
I just said, can I fertilize your petunia?
That's what, that's what you said.
I always forget the story.
Yep.
It worked anyway.
Some woman let me impregnate her.
The guards bust in
She was a flower.
and
It's fertilizer.
what the flowers. Okay. WTF. The guards bust in and Sorsha's among them and they're like checking the babies, right? Because they're like, I bet this damn baby's in this NPC hut over here.
Sorsha's got all the hookups.
Sorsha knows all. They start tackling villagers
gotta
and
be-
grabbing whatever.
That's
And
gotta
they-
be one of the worst. Sorry, it's gotta be
Yeah.
one of the worst jobs as a bag. You're the baby checker.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
I don't even get a sword.
You know how much poop I get on my hands?
Yeah.
Arms.
ridiculous.
Just arms. That's all we need.
Oh,
Yes,
it
check
gets
me out.
everywhere.
True.
It did.
It gets everywhere.
In medieval times, they didn't have Pampers or Huggies
Right.
either, so
Or
you knew
wipes.
that was like all
Just
over
leaves.
the place, right?
They just wipe
cloth.
it on the walls.
You know what it probably smelled like?
Don't
in
want to talk
there?
about it.
Forget it. I don't want to do
Nope,
this.
moving on.
Sorsha tries to check Mad Mardigan, who's still dressed like a woman, his baby, because he's holding a lord.
Yeah, he's still holding the baby.
Yes, to sell that he's a chick.
Well, yeah.
A chick. Yes.
He pushes Sorsha away, and she says, "You're very strong."
And you're very beautiful. You're no woman. No woman.
Not a woman.
Honey.
The timing before, because I'll let you do it here.
No, it's
Look.
great.
But the timing of this is so well done.
Well done.
Not a woman. Gentlemen, not a woman. Meet Lug. Boom.
Yep.
Comes
Totally.
through. It's so well timed.
Yeah.
I love the punch sound effects
Yes.
of the 80s. They had the best punch sound effects.
Foley artist.
Yes. It's so good. And then total melee breaks out inside here, right?
Classic.
Classic. And they end up jumping off the balcony and onto a wagon, which he was going to take off without Willow. Willow barely jumps onto the wagon himself. Okay.
Poor Willow's just running.
And
He falls on his back with the baby on him.
Right.
Yes.
on this thing, you still hear Lug yelling, "Not a woman!" Right, like inside the fight. He's fighting these dudes. They come back and horses. They're chasing the wagon one by one. They're jumping on. He's now left the horses, Mad Mardigan, and is fighting dudes off and throwing them off. Doesn't have a sword, right? So he's using whatever he's got.
Yeah.
Willow's trying to grab the reins of the horses. Right, but he's
great scene.
Literally his arms are only this long, so he's like, no offense to him, but the worst person would have to do this.
You would need a different person for that job.
Different person for that job specifically. Another dude jumps on, starts fighting with Mad Mardigan. It takes him a while. Somebody almost gets Willow, and Willow ends up nutting the dude with a hammer, and the guy catches a tree branch in the face, and then knocks Mad Mardigan, and they're getting dragged now behind the thing, and it's just like pandemonium. It's a great action sequence.
It's great.
I do think in most action sequences, when there's some kind of one person chasing another in some kind of forest, there will be a low tree branch, and there will be someone who gets hit by it.
100% major trope. Yes, absolutely. I did think of Maverick when I was watching this.
Oh, absolutely.
When the wheel came off, I was like,
so what's with the wheel?
this wheel's coming off. I just need it. If this other wheel comes off, we're all going to be dead.
I just put a fresh shirt on. Why don't you go check the wheel?
Willow, you got to get the reins because this wheel's fall. I'll handle the wheel. You get the reins.
That hat better fit me when I come back.
Mad Mardigan is able to, he gets knocked off, but the other guy that's hanging onto him by a barrel that the brownies cut the rope on. Okay. And so he crawls back on, and Willow stops the wagon, and they're still being pursued, and Mad Mardigan's pissed, right? Because like, we're going too fast for the baby. And he says, no, we're not. We got to go. And he ends up making the other wagon roll, like flips the other wagon. And he says, now we stop. Everybody take a breath. Okay.
Maybe have a Wilhelm scream.
There's like a...
I just saved that infant's life.
Isn't there a Jack Sparrowness to Mad Mardigan?
A little bit, I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is.
I think so.
Once again.
I do have to say, Willow just moaning and groaning about the baby, it did get annoying.
Yeah. Right.
I know he's trying to be ultra protective and this and that. I'm like, just...
You do not go that fast with an infant. That's what he said. I just saved that infant's life, right? Like, what are they supposed to do? I'm sorry, soldiers, but can we slow this whole thing down to a trot? And if you can come up right beside him, we can punch and fight the whole time. But if we just...
Could you keep your voice down?
The baby.
Yeah, it's napping right now. It took so long to get it down.
We'll just trot. We'll go at this pace. And ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's fight. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
Genius dialogue.
No? Maybe it wouldn't have been as exciting.
Have you any words?
The guard comes in and he's just about to strike, but he stops because he's confused.
It would have been great if he just held onto the baby the whole time.
Yeah.
At full bore.
Just full bore, go.
Yeah.
Right?
Just pimp smacking everybody.
You were going to give this baby to ride into a war, okay, with these soldiers, but,
Right.
you know.
Now you care about the baby's safety.
Don't do that. Okay.
He doesn't know what he wants.
Willow pleads with Mad Mardigan, who's just trying to walk into the forest. He says, we need your help. And he says, what do you need my help for? You're the sorcerer.
Again, very
Such a great
Sparrow.
scene.
Right.
Yeah.
He says, follow me. You know, he's like, we got to go this way. The brownies say, this is the direction we're going. And it only happens to be the same direction that Mad Mardigan's going.
That's the way I'm going. All right, you can follow me as long as you want to the lake, but that's it.
Just
You're
to
not
the
going
lake.
south.
Which was funny.
You're not going south. that far.
That's the way I'm going. Oh,
Right.
no.
Damn. Cut back to evil Queen Bedmorda. Why can't you dumbasses find a baby? It's literally every time they cut back to her, this is what it's just literally one or two lines every time.
That's the only woman I ever seen.
And it's just her yelling at them.
Pimp smack
Right.
Pat Roach.
Pat Roach kneels down. The search goes on, my queen. Right?
Yeah.
And she's like, find the child, find the child. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Time is running out. Right?
She's wearing like her
I just want to have them like bring in babies. How about this baby? Not the right baby.
That's right.
wrong baby.
We have more babies, my queen.
We have a showing of
Wouldn't
babies.
you get a marker or just like a twig or
I would have
whatever?
done something.
Line up the babies. Pat Roach.
Just make the marking on one of the random
Yeah.
babies. Yeah. It's good. It's all good, my
one's
queen.
very
We
nice.
got it. This one will work.
She has like the Maleficent like hair.
Yes, she
cover
does.
thing.
Again,
Yes, she does.
her crown, whoever designed that
just-
thing,
yeah.
is awesome.
Fantastic.
Yes. And what's her like mummy wrap
Oh, that
underneath
is a definite
that's going
like
on?
mumra, like
Yes.
sword, yeah.
100%. But it was cool.
Yeah.
You don't really
she
see it till the end, but I remember my wife going, why the hell is she dressed like a mummy? Like, because it's cool?
Because she wants to be a mummy.
Yeah. Oh. Nice.
While she's essentially abandoning her own daughter.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Drama.
Which
Typical.
in the other cut, we find out was never her daughter, but was the daughter of the king and queen from Tiras Lee that she took in when she destroyed that place and raised her, but not her actual daughter.
If only. So we need the Howard cut of
That's
this.
what I'm saying.
Snow
Yeah.
White thing.
Plus, they don't
Release
look
a
alike.
Howard
The
cut.
3-hour Howard cut of Willow.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I want the fish battle on the boat.
Yes.
I want some sweaty lovemaking scenes with Joanne Whaley and Val Kilmer.
You just want John Whaley.
You know what? This is where
Yes.
they met, and they got married after this. Saoirse and Val Kilmer, or Joanne.
That's why their chemistry was so good.
8 years they were married. The only time Val Kilmer ever got married, and they have 2 kids together, Jack and Mercedes, a boy and a girl.
We're also actors,
Wow.
I think.
Who are also actors. In fact, Jack sounds just like his father.
Yes.
He just put out his autobiography, Val did, but he can't speak anymore. So his son did the audiobook,
Yeah.
and it sounds like Val's reading the audiobook. It's Jack, though. It's crazy.
Did you watch the Willow TV series on Disney Plus?
It was so crappy,
No.
I couldn't get past
No.
one episode. It's so crappy, they pulled it. It's not even on Disney Plus anymore.
Yeah,
what-
they did pull it. I know.
Quick side note, why was the show so...
It's just, I don't want to get into it on here because I'm going to go down a road that I don't like to go down.
Like you were saying though with Jack Kilmer, because
Yes.
since Val couldn't come back to do Mad Mardigan for the Disney Plus series,
yeah.
Jack Kilmer did the voice of Mad Mardigan in the Disney Plus.
There you
series.
go. And again, sounds just like his dad. So it cuts back to, speaking of Val Kilmer, he's feeding baby Blackroot by a waterfall. Beautiful shot in New Zealand here.
Yeah.
And, we do not give babies Blackroot.
My mother racist on Black Root.
That's right.
It's good for you. Puts hair on your chest.
Sassafras.
Doesn't it
That's
sticks?
what it is.
One day she's going to be a princess, and the last thing she's going to want is a hairy chest.
Love Warwick Davis.
Oh yes.
Great.
The timing of that back and forth was very good.
No, it was good.
They got
stuff.
good chemistry.
How'd you feel about the fuchsia pants, Joe?
Who's fuchsia pants? Warwick Davis's?
No, Mad Mardigan.
Oh, Mad Mardigan's
At this
fuchsia.
point, this is
Well, yes, I think he's still wearing
He's
the
still
outfit
wearing half
from-
of the outfit when he was a chick.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that makes
I didn't
sense.
really pay attention to that part. I just
This was a random thing. When I worked at the Renaissance Fair, this was the exact costume that I had for my first season at the Ren Fair.
oh my god.
Was Mad Mardigan?
Was like the Mad Mardigan fuchsia pants,
Amazing.
and those
Tracks.
brown wrapped up boots, and that like taupe shawl.
That's amazing.
Mine
I know.
Cool.
Ryan, the years that I worked there, I had a purple pants, a off-white top, and then like brown.
You guys should have sung a
So
duet of something.
we had the same costume designer at the Ren Fair.
There you
That's
go.
amazing.
All right, they find the island where Rizal supposedly is. The Van Margen's so sick of the brownies at this point. He's like, when you go out on the water, take these lizards out and drown them. Right? There should have been a fight scene at some point where the brownies had to fight a lizard or something that's really small, but to them would be terrifying. Maybe they just couldn't pull it off.
Or maybe it also would help them.
Yes.
The daikini.
Right, or something. But I'm just saying, maybe they couldn't just figure out how to do it effects wise and have it look.
So they can't
crappy.
fly, but they were able to keep pace.
I guess.
Maybe it's in the Howard cut.
I think they have good control and kind of like Aquaman for wildlife. They have ways of
You mean the
Brownies.
Like
the
a-
brownies? Oh, they like fly like Gandalf summoned the eagles. He just
yeah. They kind
fly
of have like a way with
And a
wildlife.
swallow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
African
Sure.
swallow.
They should
All
have
right,
had
I'll
him,
go to the bathroom.
they should have had him. They should have had him riding squirrels or something.
Dude.
Be awesome.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yes.
James, they could have him like a swallow carried him.
Well, an African swallow maybe, but not a European
Oh
swallow.
my
What if he
God.
grips it by the?
Well, it's not really a matter where he grips it. It's just a simple matter of rate ratio. Like a 5-ounce bird can't carry 2 brownies. Right.
What if he holds it under the dorsal garter feathers?
I guess you kind of have to have it on a line. So we'll see.
Sorry for off topic.
No, it's fine. All right, they bring the baby to the island.
Guess what I'm doing?
At least.
First, I'm like, bring the baby. No, he will not kick you out of the seat. So he's gonna go back over there.
I live here now.
You're a big kid now.
They go to the island. First, he leaves the baby with the brownies in this little hut on the beach, which made no sense to me, but probably because they were going to sink the boat. It's supposedly the most powerful sort. They talk up Rizal this whole time, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes.
how is she stuck on an island? Like, manifest
can't
a
swim.
boat, bitch. What's like if you're a wizard,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm saying?
And why did he leave the baby to go to that mini island?
Right, because she gets there and he's like, "Bring the baby to me," or "Bring me to the baby,"
Right.
or whatever. I'm like,
Gonna save some time.
okay, fine.
Who knows?
It's a possum I thought at first, I'm like, that's not a possum.
No,
Googled
it
it.
is a tree.
It's a
A bush-tailed
possum.
possum.
Yeah.
No, really?
Bush-tailed possum.
The first,
I didn't believe
It was
it
like a
either.
lemur or something like that.
That's what I didn't
first
believe it either until I looked it up.
possum.
Yeah. It's not like those trash possums we have in Wisconsin. Okay. It's like a cute one.
Yeah.
Okay. But Roselle has
A
been
deluxe possum.
she's banished there because Morta turned her into a possum.
Yeah,
and
she was
left her
like,
on
"That's
this
it.
island." Right. So
I'm
she
out.
goes back and she's like, "It is Alora Dunnan. Change me back, Willow." Like I do tricks with pigs and
Yeah.
blankets. I can't do that.
Yep.
And she's like, "You sent me a freaking loser." Lindria or whatever the hell her name was, right? Like,
Yeah.
I thought you would be a sorcerer, right? Change me back. The guards roll in with Mad Mardigan captured before they can do anything, and they just round them all up.
Yep.
Why do they have a sack ready to catch this possum, and they knew to catch the possum?
That was the
and
baby
put it in the
sack.
sock.
They probably had a baby sack.
And then it was in like a little cage.
Yeah. So why would they know that wasn't just some random animal? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like they're out riding around trying to
They
find
did
these
a
guys.
vibe check. Or
Would they?
is that-
I think maybe the stories were told, but I don't know. I'm just trying to set up.
But did they know that would lead them to this island? I don't know. Go ahead, Ryan.
your thought process is 100% logical.
Okay.
And that's the problem. It's a fantasy film.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Or
Don't. It's a movie, me. Okay? This is what we do.
You need a shirt that says "Never, it's a movie." Me.
Yeah. Never. It's a movie, me.
one of them had a pet parrot,
Oh.
and just that's why they had the cage and they got
They
it.
Well-
he forced him to free his parrot.
Yeah, it's like
There
Maybe
was-
the parrot died.
Or there's no
Man, we
McDonald's.
need the cage.
And you just grab whatever snacks you can grab.
And we have this really sad scene where he has to take his parrot out to the cliffside, and he's like, "Bye, little buddy. Sorry." And he throws it off, and it just falls because it doesn't know how to fly because it's been in a cage, and just dies on
Sorry.
the rocks below. Sorry.
I need
go ahead.
this sack
Yeah.
for this mission.
I like Nicole's. What if it's just that guy's lunchbox?
That's right. It's his lunchbox.
That was his lunchbox.
Yeah. Or his McDonald's bag from the last time.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
All right, you have to go back now.
Oh crap. Okay. No. I'll go. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Sorry. Sorry. Have it back.
All right, so as they're marching these guys like a chain gang back out of there, and Sorcerer says, "Lose your skirt? I still got what counts. Not for long." He's talking about his penis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Got
Yep.
that.
Oh, that's what
Everybody
it
got
was.
that?
Yes. The brownies decide to go after them. Like, should we go home? No, this is more fun. We'll just track them 1,000,000 miles in
Yep.
their distance to wherever the hell they're going.
Yep.
They got this kind of montage where they show him putting Willow on his shoulders, and they're getting dragged behind this cart like slaves, and they're all tied up and stuff. And what are you looking at, slave? She says to Mad Mardigan. Now Sorcerer rides up again. Why does she keep coming over here to mess with him? Because she likes him. It's like some middle school stuff
Yeah.
going on, right?
It's
Like,
Val Kilmer.
just poking him with a stick. Like,
handsome-
you don't like this, do you? You hate this? You're cute. What'd I say? Shut up. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Your leg.
Okay.
I like to break it.
It might be hard given the circumstance, right? They end up at the snow-covered camp on the top of a mountain. They're in this freaking tent, and Willow keeps practicing the magic words that Roselle is trying to teach him so that one day he will be able to change her back. He tries again, but it's like this turns her into a bird because he sucks at this.
Yes. Oh,
It's like having an oil driller try to be an astronaut. Is what's happening.
one of
This
the
is what's happening.
You know, after this,
one of the
there's
best.
a
Oh, go ahead,
movie
Nicole.
that I
Sorry.
want to show
Yeah.
you after this.
Yeah.
It'll blow your mind.
Armageddon?
Yeah.
I've seen it already.
Seen it.
One of the best lines. And what are you gonna look like when this is all done?
Yeah.
Be quiet. I'm a young, beautiful woman. Concentrate, Willow.
Concentrate, Willow. Come on. It's some damn blood magic. Like she has him coat the stick in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before usually the people doing blood magic are the bad guys. Val Kilmer tries to pick the lock. He pushes the brownies away, who somehow make it to them. How do you walk through snow?
I don't get it.
You would
they-
sink in
really
the
light.
snow.
maybe they whistled for like a snowy owl or something.
fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They try to pick the lock. Val's like, let me do this with a spear, and he hits him in the nose with a love potion. This is a huge plot point because the rest of this makes no
Massive.
sense.
Oh
Massive
my
plot point.
gosh.
It's supposed to be it's not the first person because he looks at a lot of people. It's got to be the first woman he looks at, right?
Who knows how it
Who knows?
works?
Because
He could have been fighting with his eyes closed. You don't know.
I don't know because
No,
he
it's
looks
first-
at Willow. He
first
looks
thing.
at the
Because
first
the
thing.
brownie
fell in love with a
originally-
cat.
Yes.
So he looks at 5 other people before he ends up in
blinked.
Sorcerer's tent.
He blinked.
He blinked. He's like, hold on, guys. I need you to tell me where Sorsha's tent is right now. I'm going to keep my eyes closed.
Point me
in the right direction. Willow, I can't look at you. I'm sorry.
Just follow your dick, my friend.
Okay, listen. Use it like a tuning fork.
A divining rod.
A divining rod.
That's what you meant.
Rod.
Why did I help you? Why did I help you?
From an acorn grows a mighty oak.
That's right. Sneaks into Sorsha's tent because this is where the baby is, right? And Mad Mardigan goes in and instead of getting the baby, falls madly in love with this sleeping redhead in this tent.
Hilarious.
And tries to pull himself away a couple times and ends up just spouting poetry
Yes.
to her, right? They could have been gone. But instead he's like, I stand powerless before you.
Powerless. You are my sun and my moon.
And he's acting so big.
My
with
starlit skies.
That's right.
You know that there are people who say that to each other to this day.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
I could kill you. She tries to slim up. Your touch is worth 1,000 deaths. I think he said.
Yes, that is what he says. One. Oof.
Bob, have you used
One.
What's that?
No, we already said what Bob's lines are. He does not say your touch is worth 1,000 deaths. Okay.
What do I say?
Should try that one on.
We already covered what you said.
We know it. We already know it.
The flowers and the petunias, or whatever.
But it's even the way Bob says it because he more or less just looks you right in the eye. No romance about it.
No.
I'm going to fertilize your petunias.
That's right.
Good Lord.
Now,
I don't got time for romance.
no, he doesn't. But here's the thing. This is all it took for her. This is it. Because at this point, they don't have another interaction until another good interaction.
Well, I don't think she ever gets to be around anybody who's not one of her mom's
Yeah.
And so
Like, this is the first time a boy is showing her love.
she's got a knife to his throat.
Yes.
It's
got
foreplay, man.
Okay.
Okay.
She called him
also got
she called him a
issues.
slave.
She doesn't even have a father.
She has daddy issues.
First guy comes around whispering sweet nothings in her ear.
Pat Roach.
That's it.
General
On
Kael
top
comes
of
in the
saying that
tent.
line.
Yeah. General Kael comes in the tent with a what the flowers look on its face. Okay. And this is where Mad Mardigan finally gets a hold of a sword, cuts the tent down on top of everybody, and gets out, starts flipping the sword around, and just starts smoking dudes with his sword. It's great. And the music kick the
James
sword.
Horner's score kicks up, and it's just great.
You are great, Willow says. It's such a cool moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he starts, and then we get the Christmas vacation exit where they all jump. He waxes it with this new cereal coating varnish they have,
Yes.
you know, at the bottom of this.
Land speed record.
He's like, Russ, get on. This is going to be great, man. Land speed record. We're getting out of here. And Willow and him take off on a sled and leave the brownies again.
Yep.
Up where they are.
They're like on the fastest snow tunnel.
Look of all time. It's shooting their ass across this mountain. It looks awesome. But at one point, Mad Mardigan falls off and just starts rolling and then turns into a damn push pop, like a Flintstones push pop. It's a perfectly cylindrical thing coming down with his little feet and head sticking out of
I
it.
love that though.
It's so great. I love it.
Yep.
And he lands and she's like, he tells like, you were spouting poetry and all this stuff. And Willow's so pissed. He's like, I love you, Sorsha. I don't love her. She kicked me in the face. I hate her.
Which again, I'm sure someone says, I don't love you. You kicked me in the face.
All the time. And he's like, don't I? I think I hate her. I don't know. Soldiers now get to this little village at the bottom of the hill. They have to ride, so it's a little bit slower. And they all hide in the basement. Okay. And this is where they find Eric, who left him to die.
Yep.
Eric, you son of a, they come together.
He's like, you were lucky. We were all dying in the battle anyway.
You're so lucky because everyone died except for me.
Not me though.
And that guy, and that guy, and that guy.
Yeah.
I think his name was Eric.
And these guys carried the lunch bins.
Eric.
So that's the only reason they didn't die.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you would have definitely been killed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to make him feel better that you left him to die. Because guess what? I also would have been killed from rotting in a cage.
Yep.
So wouldn't it be more humane to let me die with a sword through my heart? So I don't know how that's some kind of justification for leaving his ass to starve to death in a crow's cage. Eric, kiss my ass. I still would have murdered him in that moment. And he still talks shit through this whole scene, right? He's like, this kid, you shouldn't go with him, Willow. He doesn't, sir. He's not loyal to anybody. He sucks. He's going to ditch you first thing. This is the suckiest dude of all time.
That was his best friend.
The whole scene, he's still talking crap, and I'm like, why haven't you cut his throat yet, Mad Mardigan?
Because he loves him.
He left him to die, Nicole.
But still, he can't.
Because Mad
wanna see-
Mardigan.
I want to see Willow be like, you remind me of Burgercut.
Yeah, kind of, right?
Because Mad Mardigan's what, Ryan? You said Matt because Mad Mardigan's what?
That's the character he plays. That classy rogue.
Yeah, and Eric's like, oh, you and
Anti-hero.
this Peck,
Yep.
you guys are going to take on all of Bad Morta's army? This is a freaking joke. Are you kidding me?
You're a common thief.
Your comment, yeah, don't. He's just a thief. You know what? Your friend steals stuff.
So take that.
So take that.
They're having this whole argument while Sorsha is being held at knife point.
Yeah, so Sorsha did sneak into the basement, and they're like, yeah, we done stole her, so now we got her at knife point. And this is supposed to be a big moment for Mad Mardigan. He says, I serve the Elwyn, Eric, right? And now he's serving something instead of himself, okay? They leave with her at knife point like, did you have me to come over here? I'm going to stick, don't you do it. I see you behind the horse. Get over here. Go, you see this knife? I'm going to put it right through her throat. And they leave on this freaking horse. And as soon as they leave, I'm assuming they murdered every one of these villagers.
Most likely, yeah.
I mean, Eric and his
harboring the enemy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eric and their 4 soldiers that are left come out and clean up some of these bad guys, right?
Oh, they take it. They take him to.
They take him before all that.
Yep.
As they're riding off, Sorsha's like, "You're holding me too tight." Did you? Oh no, he says, did I really say those things in the tent? She's like, "You told me I was your moon and your stars, and you said you loved me." He's like, "That's ridiculous. I don't love you, right? I don't think I do. I guess I wasn't myself that night." She's like, I die a million deaths without you, and it went away, or whatever. Like,
I was on mushrooms, okay?
I was tripping balls.
Why I think this is so funny is she obviously shows she could have escaped at any time, because it's not until he says it went away and I don't actually love you that she's like, all right, I'm out of here. Right? Means she was like, oh no, I'm struggling. Let me go before that. When really she was like, thank God he captured me, because we're gonna take care of business when we get back to the tent. Okay. Yes.
He probably smelled so bad though.
Right. So bad.
Everybody so bad.
Not until he was like, yeah, I don't actually like you. She's like, then why am I here?
Yep.
And she gets away, and Willow's like, the army is coming and we're almost at Tyrus, so just let her run away. We have to go. So ultimately he lets her take off, and they continue on, the two of them. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, we got a lot to get to. She throat punches him. That's what I couldn't. I'm like, how did she get away from it?
Yeah.
The freaking throat punch was the thing that was like, good God.
The old Matrix,
Yes.
right in the throat
I was watching this with my son who's 10, John. What's up, John? And when they were like, he tackled her at some point, and then she was like looking at him, and my son just went, punch him. And
it was the Lion King moment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Gosh.
Then the throat punch.
I don't think they stole from the Lion King.
They get to Tyrus. Why do I listen to you, Peck? Well, everything will be fine once we get to Tyrus.
Yeah.
Because they're all covered in mint ice cream or whatever, in these little
They're all covered in 31 flavors.
31 flavors of ice cream. All these people they look frozen, but the ice looks dry and warm. Like it's a kind of a weird look. Like, is it stone? Is it ice? We don't know. He steps in troll crap. He's like, trolls.
How can you tell that from the turd?
He sniffed a lot of troll turds.
Yeah.
Again, he probably smells fantastic. Right? Nothing else craps outside except for trolls, Bob. That's how we knew.
Fair enough.
In medieval times.
In medieval times, you step in a giant pile of crap, he's like, trolls. Because they taught their cows in Willow how to shit in a box. Okay?
You shit in this box.
You do it. Do it. We need to know when there's trolls, and the only way to know is if every other animal is litter box trained.
Yeah.
Okay? And then we'll know.
Between shitting in a box and, cows that shits in boxes and milking squirrels, man.
It's a fantasy land, Joe. Anything is possible. Why are you being like this?
Babies who don't eat for days.
Babies who don't eat for days.
Who survive cavalry charges.
Cute possums.
Cute possums, yeah.
Okay. Mad Mardigan finds the armory inside the castle. He's pumped. Okay. All of a sudden, he's like, all right, this is pretty cool. And he finds the golden armor. And he comes out looking ridiculous.
He does.
Okay.
He's got like the ponytail thing over the over the helmet.
Willow tries to change Roselle again, turns her into a goat this time, and now here comes the army, and it's 2v30, guys. Okay? 2 versus 30.
Another great sequence. He rigs the whole castle
In 4 minutes.
in 4 to 5 minutes.
Suck it, Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or MacGyver.
Or any of those people.
But you got to realize he just upgraded his armor.
Yeah.
So his stats have just.
Oh, so he just like went plus
his RPG
30.
stats went up.
Yeah. His constitution, he's like plus 30
he
armor.
leveled up.
Plus 30 armor,
damage
plus
resistance.
damage is 50.
Yeah.
Weapon
100%.
schematics is at 35.
Bro, they set up catapults, freaking bear traps.
Dogapults.
Dogapults are like having to chop trees down. Chop trees down outside to get a battering ram. That gave them the 4 or 5 minutes they needed to set all these
the way
traps.
how quickly they make the battering ram out of this tree.
Oh, yeah,
is
real
just
fast.
classic.
It is pretty cool.
They get trolls in monkey suits crawling underneath bridges.
That freaked me out.
That's the only thing I thought.
strange
It
creature.
looked weird.
It looked weird.
The crawling under the bridge. I thought it was the only creature in the movie that looked crappy.
Yeah.
Well,
I was like, they just look like they're wearing monkey suits with masks.
the two-headed, I didn't like.
That was cool.
Awesome.
I just didn't want to look at it, I guess, is the thing. I was just like,
The dragon looked like a couple of ball sacks. I mean, I'm not going to belabor the point.
It was very
Stop motion ball sacks.
The whole chin.
that's a band name just waiting.
Stop motion. ball sack.
Motion ball sack.
The first troll jumps in front of Willow and just, use the wand. Willow smokes his ass with that thing.
smokes him.
Turns this
turns
troll inside out, bro. And then you got this inside out, like what I'm assuming the monster looked like when they digitized it in Galaxy Quest and they wouldn't look at it, right?
Yes.
Because it was like, oh, did you see how the eye was like,
Oh,
this is what this looked like.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And so he just punts them shits into the water.
Bye. It's the moat.
into the moat. And this alien looking thing just comes out of the water. Because before it kicks it looked like aliens coming out of a stomach.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not again.
And he punts.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime girl.
The monster ball sacks rise out of the water. And the dudes roll in, and he's Mad Mardigan's double
crossbows. You got the other
guys coming in.
the automated crossbows going off at guys
Yes.
coming through the door.
He's got traps on traps on traps.
Traps for days.
Traps for days. All these soldiers are running around. It's 2v30. They're taking dudes out. Now it's like 2v20, 2v15. They've already killed half the guys. A low profile wizard and Mad Mardigan
LP.
taking care of business, and a bad guy gets killed by a goat. Imagine being the guy that got killed by the goat.
Embarrassing.
She just runs up behind him and just blasts him off the castle.
Oh, I thought Tom Brady was.
No, not that. I meant a literal goat.
This guy was not the goat.
Right. How did you get killed?
Wow.
I don't want to talk about it. It's embarrassing.
Well, when you're dead.
Embarrassing.
Okay, I like that.
That was
Willow
bad. That
ends
was
up-
horrible.
Willow's fighting the next troll, and they break through the bridge, and he's hanging from this troll's piss leg. Okay. You know that leg, matted hair and piss and just.
That's the mating leg.
That's his stanky leg he's holding it on to. Mad Mardigan's kill count is off the charts. Okay, he's on a
He was the maddest of Mardigans.
15 kill streak of dudes.
Oh, he's on a hot streak right now.
Oh, for sure.
Headshot.
He's about to get the nuclear strike.
Total.
This is Dynasty Warriors. He's at the top.
Oh, 100%. 100%. He's got his special move meter filled up. Sorsha, this whole time, this is the funniest thing. While Willow's hanging, the ball sack monster eats the troll and he gets away.
Yeah.
Then Mad Mardigan's killing everybody, okay? And he jumps into the seat of this catapult, keeps killing people, and it cuts to this shot of Sorsha, and she's just watching him, middle of a battlefield, people running over, and she's just watching him like this is the hottest shit she's ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
In
That
her
is
life.
exactly what her face is saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It cuts back to him. He's killing one of her friends, probably.
Yeah.
Just
I hated that guy
stabbing
anyways.
Peter
Yeah.
like she went to his wedding.
Stole my sandwich
just
once.
like.
It's fine.
And
She's just like, take me right now.
That's literally. I'm not just trying to be funny. That's how she played
That's
it.
exactly how she plays it.
She doesn't have a love potion.
No.
She's watching her
No.
soldiers get murdered. She's like, I am so into this.
She is into like primal kink.
Yeah, I love it. All right. They aim
Again,
he gets
another
a-
band name waiting to happen.
Willow's up on there fighting a third troll. He cuts the rope on the catapult behind him. They aimed this thing at the wall.
Yeah.
Mardigan smokes the wall.
He does. He eats brick like Thomas Jane's stunt double in Punisher.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't think that was actually.
This was actually Val Kilmer hitting the wall, guys.
I guess he actually hit the brick wall like some other actors.
Val Kilmer actually hit the wall.
That's right.
Okay.
Sorsha's got her top off, like not her top, but like she's already taken like her helmet off, and she's after he hits the wall, she's just like, I think I should just go.
Breathe.
I should just go talk to him. This is what I should do. Just go up and be casual, act casual. It's a battlefield, but just
Love is a battlefield.
Nicole, how would you go up to him
what's your approach?
on a
Well,
battlefield?
you have to just walk with a lot of shoulder.
Yes.
Your step.
That always works.
People like that.
What's your opening line to Mad Mardigan on the battlefield?
Do you want to make out with me?
But he didn't hear her because at this point he's jumped onto the back of this scrotum beast that's just eating dudes. Okay.
They even did the Lost World. One scrotal head ate the guy, flipped it, and then the other scrotal head grabbed it midair, and they pulled him apart.
And
I was like, man, Lost
the mouth of these things looked like the Rancor in Return of the Jedi too, right? Because they were eating that dude. I was like,
I want to say though, I just want to say one of my favorite scenes is when Man Mardigan posts up in front of the army.
Yes.
And they all stop.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and he's like,
He thinks it's 'cause of him,
and
right.
Then the beast rises out of the water.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
and because Madam's like, man, I'm that awesome.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
no, perfect.
And then he runs with the army,
them.
and they're all standing together, and they're just looking at each other. Oh, crap.
Yep.
And he runs back into the castle. Sorry,
I forgot all about
was
that
my
part.
favorite
It's
part.
funny.
But yeah, it is. It's like the creme de la creme of the scene.
After he jumps back onto the scrotum head, it cuts back to Sorsha again, and she's still just watching him.
Drooling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
she's
hot,
drooling a little.
hot and bothered.
He ends up putting the sword through the top of this thing's head. Okay, and it can't open its
Can't
mouth.
open his mouth, so he can't breathe fire.
Jumps off, and the freaking head explodes. Like I don't know. What's it called when you lose a ball? It's a nutectomy or whatever. Basically happens with this monster. Okay.
Like the shark in Jaws.
Like the shark in Jaws. I'm sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something.
I was just going to say, when the movie started, I did not expect this kind of fight.
Oh.
With all of the like inside outings, and it's
This is a children's movie
sure.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's a PG movie.
But I'm just saying, PG now, PG then, two different things.
Totally.
Way
I
different.
wish they still made movies like this aimed at that age group, because I think the fact that it's a little scary, a little bit more gritty, so to speak, makes it better, and these kids don't have to be sheltered so much. It's not like there was nudity or gratuitous violence or
Well, the animals
was the-
were
Gratuitous violence.
naked.
the animals were.
I think it is gratuitous violence.
No, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about, like, you know, RoboCop, Kill Bill, like gratuitous, disgusting violence. Like,
right.
there's not a lot of bloodletting
No.
in this movie.
There's a little bit of blood on the sword blades, and that's kind of
That's
about
about it.
all you see.
Right. They after the nuts explode, the bad guys, Pat Roach smacks Willow around and gets the baby. Eric shows up, but the bad guys are already gone, and Willow comes out crying because he freaking didn't do his job. He failed miserably.
The guy took on two guards and fell down the stairs.
Yeah. Like, yeah, one job, save the baby.
Jeez.
This is almost as bad as Eddie in Lost World. Okay.
Oh my God! How
we
dare
go.
you? How
One
dare you, sir?
Job. Laura picked you to keep her, and you couldn't keep her away from Pat Roach. Hide under a bucket or something. You're small enough to be able to do that.
Baby was sad. As a matter of fact, I had the subtitles on, as I was saying, and the subtitles said when the baby was crying loud, cries lustily.
Oh, there.
Lustily.
Real upset.
Yearning.
Wait, are we
for
talking
Willow.
about
The baby.
the girl or
And Laura.
the baby?
No, Sorsha was crying lustfully.
I was gonna say that sounds like Sorsha.
He didn't do his job, but Val Kilmer just...
Sorsha, you're wonderful. I like to.
He won.
Yes. What happened? What the happened to my castle? I was gone for 30 minutes to go to Sherwood,
you know,
and I come back to this shit.
You know, Sean Connery would have played the king in that movie if they'd offered him $10.
And made out with his niece. I just want to give my kiss. I want to give my niece a kiss
Before I give the bride away.
before I give the bride away.
Man Morgan says, "Can you ride?" He's like, "Let's ride." This is supposed to be saying, like, we're not quitting. It's not over yet, right? Eric's here. We're going.
Yeah.
It was a cool moment.
Yeah, it was.
This is Pat Roach then riding across the driveway. I have the child.
Hooray!
Talk about not driving fast with the baby. He's footballing. Laura
Super
Davis.
excited.
It's on the 50-yard line.
Finally got the kid, and he is like,
Please don't smack me again.
yeah, please.
Don't smack me, my
so
queen.
I couldn't take it.
He's so happy.
Should have been the wrong baby when he got back.
He is smiling
isn't even it.
beneath that skull. He
Yes.
is smiling from ear to
Oh,
ear.
100%. He's like, where's Sorsha? Or the queen goes, where's Sorsha? She's turned against you, my queen. She is not happy about that. Okay. She's like, begin the ritual, goes out onto the battlements to surveil the army because Eric's army, his meager army, has now in front of the castle. Okay.
Camping.
Camping out.
Yeah.
And she says, this is not an army. This is the one scene that as a child stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Them
This is like-
changing into pigs.
It's up there with like
Terrifying.
never ending story, like for like terrifying moments.
Yeah.
It's like as a child, it's just like stuck with you. She gets up there, and this is it Janet Marsh? Is that her name?
Gene
Gene
Marsh.
Marsh.
Jean Marsh.
Yeah.
Jean Marsh crushes this part.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They're pigs. The way she says it, you're all pigs, and like she's going for it, right? It's
She Raul Julia the scene.
absolutely Raul Julia and Street Fighter level. Like I haven't seen her in very many things. I know she did a run on Doctor Who and a couple other things. She should have had a much bigger career playing scenery chewing villains in 100 other movies because the villain. If the villain's not amazing, the movie suffers for it. But
Yeah.
because she's so good,
It's a fact.
because she's so good, it raises the stakes of the whole thing. It's like this woman is a psycho.
Yeah. The one thing I like too is how she progressively turns into this throughout the movie. Because in the first couple scenes, you get that she's like a bad villain,
Right.
but you don't get this full extent of evil.
Right.
And now this, like the last half hour with her
Yes.
in this part, and then when she starts doing the ritual,
Oh, and her
she's
face starts.
just-
She starts to get older.
yes,
Yes.
She
it is insane. Like you said, like I did not really like this movie as a kid, partially because of her.
Yeah, because she's
Yeah,
scary.
I don't think I would have liked it either.
Right.
My kids thought this movie was boring. Dude, it's ridiculous. If it's not unspeakable or 30-second,
Yeah, there's no explosions really.
it's just like if they can't get that instant gratification as opposed to a story, it's just like it's impossible to get them to
Even
watch
Olivia,
anything.
she's a little older. She didn't like it.
She likes certain movies. She watched half of it with me a while ago. She recognized it when she came home from school. She's like, "Oh yeah, you're watching. Is this Willow?" I go, "Yeah. You want to watch the rest of it with me?" "No, I'm good." I'm like, "Thanks." And I'm like, "Jack, you want to watch it?" "Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe."
No. You're good. I'm sorry that they didn't like it. That's a bummer
it's
because
a pain
I've
in
been
the
there
ass.
sometimes where I'm like, I'm really excited to show my kids. The girls, I got lucky. I got super lucky. My girls, since they were little till now, have loved watching movies with me. Grant is the one that I can't get him to sit for 10 minutes, even now at 15, to watch anything.
Yeah.
Other than like, he's got a handful of movies he likes, but I couldn't get him to sit and watch anything.
Yeah, no, Jack
Bumps me out.
Yeah, the only way I can get him to watch something if I take him to the theater.
Right. Then
So
I have to.
I took Olivia to see Brave New World, Captain
Nice.
America 4.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
it was pretty good. Side note, sorry.
No, it's fine. The scene, man, of them then changing into pigs, the makeup,
Dude.
where they had the half dude with the pig legs and the
Yes.
person body,
Uh-huh.
and the one guy's got a regular hand and a pig hand, and the pigs. Joe, did you like the metamorphosis scene with the soldiers at the various states of changing?
Man to pink.
it made me appreciate bacon even more.
That's the upside. They're like, it sucks, but now we've
of
got
bacon.
a lot of bacon.
Now I'm gonna stand over my bacon while I'm cooking it. You're all pigs. You're all pigs.
All right, she sticks the baby into a giant salad bowl up in the like the.
Wrapped up in electrical tape.
No, in this outfit that Lady Gaga would just love.
She would go nuts
Yep.
for it.
Cute
Nuts
fit.
for it.
Remake right there. Lady Gaga is Brad Morta.
Bav
Yeah,
Morta.
there you go.
Yeah, Queen Bav
I'd
Morta.
watch it.
I think Lady Gaga can do it.
She could. She totally could.
She can nail it.
She absolutely could.
The
nail
only
it.
person that didn't change into a pig was Willow because Rizal had him chanting the words to
Yes.
protect himself.
Yeah, F that
protection
bitch.
spell.
Here, quick, hide in his tent.
Yeah.
F these soldiers. Come here.
Yeah.
Well,
Everybody out.
Yes, also.
Everybody out.
Yeah, and then she protects the camp after they
Right.
all got back in
And one of the other
Yeah.
soldiers tries to go in with her. She's like, no, not you.
Not you.
Although, if she knows,
Yeah, not you. She knows what's. Oh, she's gonna do that pig shit in
That's right.
the tent.
In the tent. Why'd you guys rush in there? No reason. Stay outside.
but if she was aware of the limitations Willow had with his magic, if he tried stretching it out further, it might not even protected himself.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But-
Okay, all
but
right. You know what?
you know,
I respect that. And
but
you know what?
I agree with you. Like,
Yeah.
come on. at least Mad Mardigan. Get him inside. Like
because she knew.
Not you, number 2. Not you, guy turning knobs. Not you. Like this is
Yes.
like literally
She didn't like Mad
100%, yep.
Mardigan.
Everybody out.
Everybody out. She didn't. You're right. All right. So Rizal, they've Willow, believe in the words. And he's trying to do the thing, and she changes to a turtle at one point,
To a
a lion or a
Haka.
tiger or something else.
There's
Alpaca,
A peacock. Oh, it's first it's the ostrich.
Yep.
The ostrich, it's like ostrich, peacock, turtle, tiger.
Right.
Then finally.
And then finally,
Yes.
somebody from the Golden Girls, and I think it's really good.
Plant.
It's really good that Mad Mardigan wasn't there because he would have been disappointed.
Yeah, he was. By the way, this was one of the first talk about moments in movie progression. A lot of new technology went into the fact of the morphine.
Yeah.
One picture into another.
Which looked cool, I thought.
This was some of the groundwork to a lot of the CGI.
Amazing.
I love it.
So this is where they first started dabbling in the CGI type stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They the software that they used for this scene, Industrial Light and Magic, it was their proprietary software that they developed specifically for this scene.
Yep.
And then after this, they were able to do the T1000 in T2.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he also did that Michael Jackson video.
Yes.
Yes, black or white. The ritual starts. Now, again, just shout out to the set designers. To the thing. This room that the ritual takes place in, with the rain coming through into the salad bowl, with the lightning,
The longest ritual of all time.
Yeah.
the punch bowl, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole
Ernest,
thing.
Ernest
It
P.
looks.
Worrell goes in and drinks out of it. It's
true.
punch bowl.
I have a theory that you know how Willow is sort of figuring out how to do this spell. I think Bavmorda, that's her name,
Morda,
has done a lot of like, I'm turning you into a pig, but maybe she has never done anything this big before, so she has to figure it out.
And it's like sucking the life out of her because she's traging and she's getting old and she's selling these nonsense words and just killing it.
Yeah.
I can't give her enough praise.
Oh,
It's seriously like an Ultimate Warrior promo happening in there.
Yes.
Change her to the 13th dimension and like whatever. She's like shouting all of this.
Yeah.
I go to Africa and get ran over by elephants.
That's right. Push the plane into a nosedive. Change the baby.
Change the baby.
They while that's all happening, everybody's been changed back from being pigs into regular people, and they've got like this. They plan a counterattack. Okay, thank God, not one person from the evil army is on the battlements to watch what's going on out here. Not one.
Nobody.
No.
You think we need to keep watch?
Oh, they're pigs.
But it's my turn to keep watch. Why?
Yeah.
Play cards with us.
They're fine.
This is stupid.
They're fine.
We'll
are they
watch
gonna
the
do?
pigs run around.
How exciting is that?
How exciting is that? Man, that guy's fired.
The lookout.
Whoever they're supposed to be the lookout.
Yeah.
Or he was there and they just didn't listen. Guys, they're digging a lot of holes out here.
It's like a deleted scene.
Yeah.
Guys,
They found a lot of blankets.
They did.
They
why are
found
they
so
why are
many
they
blankets.
crawling in holes and covering themselves with blankets?
So, and the horses stayed real still and
Yep.
quiet.
Really?
All these.
Still and quiet.
All right, horse trainer, you got to explain to all these horses that we're going to put them in a hole under a blanket and they can't freaking make a sound.
Nay.
Okay, no problem.
No.
Okay, this is
Meanwhile-
the plan. We're going to dig holes, put an entire army under 6 blankets.
Fine.
Fine. I love it. I'm not even being critical. I love it.
James.
No, exactly.
James,
It's
you got-
so ridiculous.
I just want to see in the background Andy Dufresne
right.
taking all the dirt.
That's right.
And like, off in his
Spreading
pants.
his leg to shake all the dirt out from all the holes they dug. Depositing it at one pile at a time.
Yep.
All right.
Kicking around
Back
the
to
yard.
Ritual Town, the baby gives a hilarious, like,
Ritual
this
Town?
lady is crazy look, which
Yeah.
I really enjoyed.
The next morning, Pat Roach and his guys go back on the battlements now, right? And they're like, just to make sure all the pigs left. Better not be any more freaking pigs out here. Oh, good. It's just you two. And it's just Rizal and Willow. And she's like, we call on you to surrender.
Yep.
Right? And we are powerful. So we're all powerful sorcerers. He says we're all powerful sorcerers. There's 2 of them.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was we're all powerful.
Oh, I thought I meant like we're all powerful sorcerers.
100% of us right here.
Or all power, and we will, we'll destroy you. And Pat Roach, kill them.
Yes.
All right. Oh, door opens. About 6 riders come out with these giant swords. Steady, Willow.
Courage, Willow.
Oh, it's so good.
It is. It's It's a chills moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these dudes are riding at him, and he raises up and starts beating the drum, and all these horses and dudes come out of these holes.
Yep.
And all the riders like, shit, back to the castle.
About face.
Right, what was that movie? It, run for your life.
Long kiss goodnight.
Grab on the horse and they come back. What is happening? You don't want to know.
Close the door.
Close the door.
And Razel did have time to get an amazing blowout on her hair.
She did. Thank
looked
you.
Glam.
She looked amazing.
There's a lot of time that has passed that this baby ritual is still going on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All night long.
We're talking like
Like
8
that
hours.
novel.
night long.
All night long.
All night. All night long. Baby's gonna die.
Baby ritual in the sky.
I just, too bad the Spaceballs priest didn't come
Oh,
in.
I know.
Give me the short.
Give me the short version.
Ritual.
Yeah.
You want to banish her to the 13th dimension? Yes?
Good.
Okay,
Kiss her.
she's done. Kiss it.
Banished.
Banished. All right, they get in. They're in. All right. The horses did a great job. But General Kael, even though they got the drop on the army, the General Kael is a wrecking shop.
Yes.
In here. And just killing dudes left and right. Again, this guy could punch you to death with a pillow, okay? Before I get any further, the bad guys set up their phalanx, their shield phalanx, right underneath the hot oil thing.
Yes.
That Eric comes and dumps over on, or Mad Mardigan. Is it Mad Mardigan comes
Eric
and dumps
does it.
Eric does it.
Yeah, Eric does it.
Right into the center of their phalanx that they set up.
Yes.
Like this is your castle. You know where the thing is.
You know where the 300-ton thing of oil is?
Set up your phalanx on a different wall, you idiots.
Quick, make a bowl. We must contain all of this oil.
All of this stuff. All right, fine. But the phalanx not in a great spot.
Say phalanx one more time.
Say it.
Phalanx.
Say it again.
Now, Willow and Willow and Sorsha and Razel get up the stairs right outside the room where you can hear the ritual going on. And this is, I think, a cool moment. Razel says, "You don't have to go in, Willow, if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, if you're too scared, right?" And he doesn't. He stays out in the hallway because he's like still struggling with the fact, like, am I who I think I am, or which is a nobody, or am I actually this sorcerer that I'm? This role I need to step into.
Which is what I came to think it meant. But for the first second she said it, I thought it was because he's a father and didn't want to watch baby in a ouchie situation.
Yeah, I think it was more
the latter. But
the latter.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yes, but I get what you're saying for sure. Razel goes in, and so does Sorsha, and Sorsha kills these freaking priests in about 4 seconds.
Exactly.
Okay.
Worst elder priest guards ever. These are the last two bodyguards
These
that
are
you
the last
have.
two people you
This
would
is your
want
last
guarding
line of
you.
defense.
This is your last line of defense.
The old guy from Army of Darkness.
Yeah, the old guy from Mario Darkness and Gary Oldman cosplaying.
Holy cosplaying. Come in here. We will protect you, Rev Warda.
Yes, we will protect you.
They're even older than Razel.
Looking for my back pill.
Like Razel could have killed them.
Picked up the sword and
Like when Mr. Burns tried to swing
Yeah, right. Yeah.
right? Sorsha kills him about 4 seconds. She's like, yeah, I know they're old men for me to murder. But she almost murders her own daughter. Like Jedi force pushes her
into a wall of spikes.
and is stopped by Razel at the last second, right? And now we get Razel versus Bavmorda
Wizard Foo.
in the funniest damn fight scene I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
In one of the funniest fight scenes that was just about as funny as Christopher Lee and Ian McKellen in Lord of the Rings.
But it's also a hilarious fight. I don't know what it is about wizards fighting.
Just two old guys.
Just old people. This is the two old ladies. Those were the two old guys, and she's flying her around the room.
She smokes her right into the wall.
I know, dude.
That dummy went into that wall at a Mach 50.
Yep.
Fire and ice shooting at each other. It's like
literally
it's like Egg
Giselle
Shen and
lights
Lopan,
on
you know?
fire. Yeah.
Why did the effects look so much better back in the 80s?
looked
and the early
great.
Like,
It did. It looked
so
awesome.
great.
Punisher came in, did a stunt.
Yeah, Punisher came in and did the own stunt into the wall and then fell out of frame.
It's only funny because she's selling it so hard. That's
They
what makes
both
it funny,
are.
because they're both so into it.
Like, this is the best our career is gonna get. And they probably had really good careers. I'm not knocking their careers.
Yeah.
They're like thinking like this is as big as we're gonna get.
No,
Let's
it's
go
great.
for it.
You guys realize that this is, again, I know this movie was picked from a bunch of other movies and shoved together, but this is one of the first movies that had the big climax fight, not with the main character.
Right.
You know, with like Mad, you know,
Sure.
like I said, the big hero type fighting or whatever. This was not.
No.
He's sitting on the sideline.
It's two old ladies.
Yeah, it's two old ladies.
Yeah.
And Willow are the final
Right.
people that are actually fighting this big fight. So.
Yeah, and at this point it cuts outside to General Kael, and Eric is there, and he goes, "Now you die," and he kills Eric pretty quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a bit of a fight.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that aspect to it though too, where it's not just all of a sudden Man Margan versus Kael.
Yeah.
Where they do give Eric all right, it's gonna be Eric versus General Kael, and
Not for long.
doesn't work out.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
But it leads into one kick-ass henchman fight.
Eric rolls down the hill as he dies.
Yeah.
And this is where Mad Mardigan sees him, and he grabs his sword, and it's that classic movie moment where he locks in and he's marching towards Kael, and whatever dude comes across his path, he's going to kill and get out of the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Kael does the
Dispatching.
arm thing. He just basically says like, "Come on,
Yeah.
right? Here we go." And he puts Eric's like glove sword thing on,
Yeah,
and
his
he's got
fist sword.
his fist sword,
Yeah.
and it's other thing, and he fight. It's such a good fight. Okay, he says to Eric before he goes, "Win this war for me," right?
He does.
Yeah.
Win this war for me.
Marches over, freaking knocks Kael's teeth out of his skull mask.
Yeah, and cuts the skull mask, does one good clean right hand
Yes.
swing and knocks the skull. Was it right hand or left hand? I forget which way.
But
Yes.
he goes right back into the wall, and he thinks he's. I mean,
yeah.
he thinks he's dead, right?
Well, no, because once he does it, he hears the commotion
That's
in the
right.
tower. So now he's trying to get up to Willow,
And then Kael wakes up,
and then Kael follows
sits
him
or
up, and
whatever.
then they start going at it again.
They
where-
follow him on the stairs. They fight on the stairs and on the bridge.
Yeah.
Or the walkway.
Yep.
It's awesome.
and then he stabs him with Eric's sword.
He does this cool block spin Eric's sword right in his
Eric's
stomach.
sword, and then his sword, and then uses his own sword
And
to finish
pulls
off.
him down
Yes.
onto it. It's such
Yes.
the teeth on the sword. You
Yes.
just hear it going in,
And
going
then-
into it. Oh,
Pushes him off.
it's so good.
Yeah. It's like his name's Kael, and it's like vegetables want you to eat them. But we're like, no.
He's like, we need to name this guy after something that sucks. General Kael.
There you go.
Perfect.
Sounds like a cereal.
Yeah.
He's anything from Kael. He doesn't look anything like Kael.
No.
He looks like a brat where his
I love
brats with another brat
Yep.
Brought
Yep.
with another brat.
Side of-
left over from what they made him eat.
I love that when Rozelle is pinned down at one point by Bab Borda, she just starts rocking her in the face. Like, poof, poof, just starts knuckling her right in her
You know,
grill.
you're watching a George Lucas film because they
know.
bring like Joe said earlier, the Indiana Jones punches.
Oh, yeah.
Love them.
But she gets choked out. And after that, she walks over.
This is a great scene.
This is the best scene in the movie.
Best scene in the whole movie.
In the whole movie. And I say that loving the Kael Matt Mardigan fight.
Well, yeah, everything that Mad Mardigan did was great, but
Yeah.
it's not about Mad Mardigan. It's about
No.
Willow.
And so she walks over and the punch bowl is empty. And she looks and is able to close the door before Willow can get out. And she thinks so little of him that she's not even trying to kill him.
Nope.
Right? She sees him as no threat whatsoever.
Yep.
He chucks one of the acorns. So only time it
This
actually
is
works.
cool. Yes.
I'm a powerful sorcerer. And she's like, she laughs in his face.
Yeah.
She catches it.
Yeah.
And her fit and the momentary terror on her face.
Yeah. Oh, hey, wait.
The moment terror.
Momentary. Yeah. And she's struggling for about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And then she finally gets it
She
to
magics it off.
magics it off and crushes the acorn and laughs. Is that the extent
That's
of your
all you've
powers?
got.
Yeah. But I just love that. Again, I can't say nothing about this actress. The momentary, like,
Yeah.
oh shit. You know, like,
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. But and even as an audience, it works because now you think he's spent his best bullet also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when she says that, we're all thinking that is the best that he's got.
Yep.
So now what? And this is when she says, put the baby on and get out of here. Like, I'm not even going to kill you. Just put the baby back.
Yeah.
He says, no. Right?
Put the baby down.
Put the baby back in the bowl.
The baby back in the bowl.
Why couldn't you put the baby back in the bowl?
Back in the bowl.
He says, I will send her to a realm where your evil cannot touch her.
Such a place does not exist.
Doesn't exist. Yeah. Algafell, right? And he starts doing
Ferguson,
and he's got the baby, but it's wrapped and you can't see it, right?
But the audience clicks in right away. Like,
and the whole time he's chanting the words, she's talking over the word, like all the things I'm going to do to you, and all. And it's just it adds to the intensity of the moment. And this is why I love finales that are intense. I've talked about 100 times. This where the people are sweating and people are really into it, and the guys' clothes are like talk about like Temple of Doom at the end. They're hanging on the bridge. Like anytime you get like these intense moments, this is it. Right here.
Like when Thanos goes, "I am inevitable," and then the Iron Man.
Yeah.
I am Iron Man, and doom.
Yes.
Yeah.
He does. He says the final word and moves the blanket, and it's gone. It's the freaking pig trick.
Yep.
Yes.
He beats her with that corny close-up magic that, speaking of MCU, that Ant-Man gets made fun or makes fun of the the guy for doing, right?
Yep.
Sleight of hand, the most basic magic.
Yep.
Defeats this evil sorceress, which I think is the greatest way to do it.
Yes.
She has actual power, and he beats her with this bullshit trick.
Yep.
It's
awesome.
Great.
And she literally just went into
loses her mind.
Loses everything.
And she accidentally knocks over the blood juice bowl.
Yeah.
And
I've been here all night. This is ridiculous.
You know how long it took me to get this far in the ritual? I had 5 more minutes. Okay?
Yep.
You ruined it for me.
She knocks the thing over and raises the thing, I'm assuming, to kill him. And lightning strikes Elendra's wand. And she just fries her. And she's just like, death.
Mixed with blood and her light.
Yeah.
She evaporates.
She evaporates.
One of the coolest evaporation. I used to hate evaporation deaths.
Yeah.
In a lot of movies, but this was one of the coolest ones, if not probably the coolest one.
And then Matt Mardigan breaks in.
Don't watch Infinity War.
Oh, that more like a what's the word? I'm trying to explain like really cheesy bad evaporation deaths. Like it's like
where they just fade it out.
They just fade out. Like so. Like the Infinity War one's good.
Yes. This one's good too.
But this one's good too because it wasn't done poorly.
No, 30 years before that.
Yeah.
Right.
They all rush in. Mad Mardigan are like, "Where's the baby?" She's like, "It's okay. It's just by disappearing pig trick." Like he's so
proud of himself.
Good.
High fives.
Exactly. High fives.
Yeah.
Low fives.
We get the end of the Star Wars Episode 4 scene where they get the medals and
this is better than Star Wars.
All that, right?
Willow's better than Star Wars.
Willow says goodbye. You know the scene. And the Tyrus Lee is restored, and the king and queen are there, and Sorsha and Matt Mardigan have adopted, and he's wearing his Spaceballs clothes from the wedding. You know where Lone Star showed up. He's like, "I'm a prince." Like that's why he
stole Bill Pullman's clothes.
He was dressed like Bill Pullman from the wedding scene.
I know.
Spaceballs.
I know. I thought the same way. Like, wait a minute.
And then
I'm a prince.
Honest to God,
I'm a prince.
Another scene I love when he goes back to the Shire at the end. And he runs home, and his wife sees him, Willow, and they just run. It's I don't know. I'm a sap, I guess. Whatever.
No, you're not a sap. I cried when they did the first thing. Yeah,
dude,
it's good.
Yeah.
She runs to him.
A little tear one time.
So great. A bird shits on Burglecut. And it's the end of the movie.
All his magic in the world.
And all is magical.
Like we're not getting out of this movie without him getting his comeuppance, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right in his mouth.
Dude.
Right. He had his mouth open and everything.
That guy knows how to take a load. I'll tell him that.
That's the end of the movie.
Yay.
Oh, it's so good. I'm excited for the awards for this one. I see where everybody landed on this. I have not prepared these in advance today because I honestly could not make up my mind. So hopefully by the time it gets to me, Nicole's in the hot seat and she'll have to go super early.
Move?
But we are going to start out, before we get too far into the awards though, 1988. This is the year after Predator, the year after Running Man.
Yep.
Okay. Total Recall's coming out. Right at that moment, let's stick Arnold Schwarzenegger in Willow. Okay. Don't tell me it wouldn't have been awesome because he could have played a freaking centaur or something. You know what I'm saying, right?
He should have been the monster.
It would have been 2 of him coming out.
Yeah.
2 of him?
Or just his
biceps.
what if it was just his 2 arms?
Yeah. And his face was stop motion on his fist.
Yep.
I'm drowning in this river. Somebody help me here. He's just trying to grab.
The troll transforms into Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's what
I'm just here because I dropped my protein bar. I don't.
Stop it. Get it from me now. Right. It'd be awesome.
I don't know where my accent went. It's so bad.
Or have him be, I love Pat Roach, or have him be Kael.
Oh, I have the child.
I'm the child now. I get out of here.
About the same.
The search goes on, my queen.
Everything.
She goes, find the child. Clunk.
You know what I just randomly popped in my head when you said I have the child?
Yeah.
Sinbad, out of my way, box.
Box. Myron? This is getting ridiculous. Listen, Eric is already dead. What are we doing? Stop it.
Myron is
He shows up. General Kael shows up. They don't want to give him the baby. I'm a cop, you idiot.
I'm the General Kael.
That's all right. I'm Detective John Kael.
Detective John Kael.
The baby is mine.
With
I'm a cybernetic organism.
Model 1.
What if he was...
Sorsha.
what about...
Just Val Kilmer just
Stop, you're holding me too tight.
just standing out in the battlefield.
I don't care if you can't see over my head. We want to ride like this.
I'm your sun and your moon and it went away. Stop it.
I don't love her. She kicked me.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't love her. She kicked me in the face.
That's right. I'd like to break your leg
I'm gonna break your legs.
like a toothpick.
Take the lizards out and drown them.
That's all right. Make him.
Make him a brownie.
That'd be awesome. You are mine to toy with. That's right. I stole the baby while you were taking a pee-pee. All right, before we use them all up, I got to see what the patrons had to say here. So we're going to jump straight in here. And we've got Dwayne Gray playing along from Tennessee. First time ever. He goes, could Arnold make this movie better? Of course. I had a spot already in mind. Sorsha. But my girlfriend sitting next to me, who wasn't really paying attention, said, make Arnold the baby. And then all I could see was Warwick Davis walking around with Arnold on his back, changing Arnold, feeding him. This was the correct and obvious answer, he says. I mean, I don't know if it's correct and obvious, but it's an answer.
I like it.
For sure.
It's strong.
Thomas Staggs says, well, Arnold would fit in many parts, like Burl You sit in your cage and rot. I would love to see him play the sorceress Finn Rizal. Willow, bring the baby. Change me. Believe in the words. Him doing all the voices for the animals she keeps getting turned into while also telling him I'm a young, beautiful woman. Only to be turned into Arnold would be priceless. Has it been so long that now I'm a man? Is that how that works? Holly Perry playing along first time. Hello, boys and occasional ladies.
Hey.
I need to start by saying I can't listen to your podcast when I'm driving. I get cataplexy and passed out if I laugh too hard.
Oh my God.
I'm a fainting goat. Yes, I've blacked out a little listening to your banter. Worth it. It's a testament to how fun your show is. I appreciate that. She says replace Kael with Arnold. Break it down. Good stuff.
20 points.
Awesome. Joel Thompson playing along says Arnold as the baby. Again, imagine him needing to be carried by Warwick Davis. The image of that would make the movie more of a banger than it already is. Jason Smith. Now, I should say shout out to Jason Smith. Jason Smith, this was his full Dudikoff pick, so we're doing Willow because of Jason Smith.
Hey, thank you,
Okay, okay.
He said he should be Finn Rizal. He still needs to play it like he's a woman with long white hair and a flowing robe. Listen to me, Willow. I'm young and beautiful. You must change me to my human form. Do it now. As he's changing, he could just make plus at the end when he's done transforming and the camera shows Arnold, what if the Terminator music starts playing? Because he'd be naked. Yeah, right.
Just like she was, yep.
Awesome. And then finally, Andrew Wallace says, how does Arnold improve it? How about every time this comes up, I can't help but want to be a funny pick, and Pat Roach does a fantastic job as the heavy, so I can't think of a better spot than as one of the forms of Rizal. So just have him at one point change into Arnold.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
What are you doing, Willow? I'm supposed to be a beautiful woman. Be awesome.
Turtle.
I am tempted to stop right
lion.
now.
That's right. All right. How about we give out some awards, you guys? Let's do it. And we'll start with the Will Patton Award for Intensity, which is the award we give out to the actor that was just the most in. Let's go.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure
They remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Yeah.
What are you doing with a gun in space?
That's right. All right. So Dwayne Gray kicking us off says, Pat Roach is Kael. Dude has command presence. The way he yelled every order had the undertone of do it or I will kill you. And just like his roles in Raiders and Temple, he exists to bring aura and then die. Yeah, Pat Roach dies in every movie he's been in, at least so far yet on this show. I think this is easily could go one of three ways. So I'm interested to see how it's going to shake out. Nicole.
Question. Does the intensity have to be the same throughout if they return?
No.
Or have the capacity for?
There's people I've given the award to because there was one moment in a film where they reached peak intensity.
Okay. Jean Marsh.
Jean Marsh.
Yes. The Queen.
Bavmorda.
Yes, because she just had, and she didn't let it go. She had continuous, long-term, for many parts of the end.
Yes. I was just going to say stuff, and I'm like, I need to wait for my turn.
The Queen.
Perfect. All right. Thomas Stagg says, while I really want to give this award to Val Kilmer, who is more than deserving, I have to give it to Jean Marsh as Bavmorda. She is burning with intensity in every scene, and is still one of the top 10 movie villains of all time.
He said it. He said it.
Wow.
That man said it.
Strong take there.
Farrell?
It's a tough one because there's a lot of people in this movie that give it their total commitment. So like Warwick Davis, who was only 17 and carries the frickin' movie and sells everything. Yeah. I think it could easily go to him. Random thought, Kevin Pollak and Rick Overton.
Yep.
Because in the sense of how they had to film it, the movie was done. And then it was like, hey, by the way, guys, you're just going to do your role on blue screen. And they basically just had to come in and do all this physical stuff with all this obnoxious stuff and play these brownie characters. Yeah. And they were so, like, every scene that they did, it was great. But Jean Marsh.
Okay.
Who, as I kind of said earlier, her first couple scenes, they're not very intense.
Yeah.
She just kind of plays like a gimmicky queen character to begin with.
Okay.
And then as the movie gets on and she transforms into basically Reagan from The Exorcist, it's like I said, when I first saw this movie when I was like 6 or 7, like she scared me.
Yeah.
And even watching it last night thinking like, she's kind of a hokey okay.
Yeah.
She freaking crushes that character of Queen Bavmorda.
Yeah.
Who scared me so much when I was a kid. It was the Wizard of Oz 2 movie, Return to Oz.
She's
Mombi.
in it. That's the same actress.
It is not.
It is Jean Marsh.
No.
Look her up. Jean Marsh.
That scared
Mombi.
me. That was I had nightmares and.
That is the same person.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, Holly Perry jumps in and says, Burgle Cut, Mark Northover nailed that role. He was very angry.
Not going to lie.
Very angry.
He does.
Joe, what do you got for me, bud?
Oh, boy. A lot of good choices.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with the GOAT.
Bavmorda. No.
Jean Marsh.
Jean Marsh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
That whole ending when Willow's like, psych, baby's gone. And she's just like,
what?
Turn to 12.
Yes. Oh, dude. So good. So good. Joel Thompson says Val Kilmer. Coming from an earlier comedy role like Real Genius, Top Secret, this was, I think, one of his first action roles. Fantastic job showing his comedic skills, charismatic ability, being the leading man in Sorce's life, and as an actor, acting like you're in pain as your insides are being twisted while you slowly morph into a pig. Shows he's still one of our favorite actors from the 80s till now. So first vote in here for Val Kilmer. Bob, who's your Will Patton nominee?
Val Kilmer.
Yeah?
Yeah. I fell in love with this movie because of Val Kilmer. It'll remain that way.
This is the whole reason I put you on this episode is because I know how much you love Mad Mardigan.
Oh, I love Mad Mardigan.
Yes.
The guy is hilarious. This is proof if everyone likes to talk crap about Kilmer and his acting career. This is proof.
This is one of his best performances.
Yeah. He went from, like the gentleman said, Real Genius, Top Secret, to this first starring role in this movie.
And even with Matt Mardigan, you've got to toe a very hard line here where you've got to be comedic and sarcastic, and you're basically the Han Solo character, but also believable that you are a death machine with a sword in your hand.
Absolutely.
And I think he does it. So
I'm not going that way.
No, that's fine.
He's my favorite character in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I
just don't think he's the most intense, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I would say for me, I'm going to give it to Kilmer just for he brought me into the film.
100%.
But if I had, but as everyone else is saying, for intensity purposes, Gene Marsh, but I'm going to stick with Kilmer.
That's fine. Jason Smith also went Gene Marsh. I want to preface this by saying Matt Mardigan is my favorite character. He literally just said what we said.
Yes, this guy's saying the same thing.
Yes. But she's perfect. She radiated intensity and even bitch slapped General Kael, who was my close runner-up for this award. I feel like she plays the villain in all her movies, and she nails it every time. So did you see that I was telling the truth, that she is Mumby?
It's crazy.
Crazy, right? Yeah. And then Andrew Wallace, well, I'll go first. Look, it's Gene Marsh. I'm not going to belabor the point. And what's funny is it took me by surprise. Like, I think what you're saying.
Yeah.
I fully went into this thinking it's going to be Val or it's going to be Pat Roach based off my memory. But then as I watched, I was like, holy shit, with this woman in... You're all pigs. And when and I think it's in her second scene where she's find the child and like she says, slaps Pat Roach.
Yep.
Time is running out. Like I was just like, okay, all right. I'm just echoing what everybody else is saying and saying it's Gene for sure. And then Andrew Wallace comes in and says, to me in this film, the prize can't go anywhere other than Gene Marsh. Menacing and absolutely goes for it throughout, bring genuine pathos and elevate. That's exactly what she did, man. Elevating the rest of the cast through sheer presence. So that means in a landslide victory, Gene Marsh is going to win the Will Patton Award for intensity. And
well done.
It's been a while since I've been surprised by somebody like that.
Yeah.
And I was just totally caught off guard. So kudos. Next, we have to hand out another award. This is for the person who gave the worst performance just in this movie. Doesn't mean that their whole career was bad. But it's our Steven Seagal Trash Can Full of Dirt Award.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt. Yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
All right. Once again, we're going to kick things off with Dwayne Gray. And he says, I don't think there's many bad performances in this movie. And so I'm going to stop right there because I think I should have prefaced it when we did Armageddon. I should have prefaced by saying the same thing. Sometimes there isn't a bad performance in a movie. And in that case, we're just talking about who was the worst. Like maybe even still good, but just not as good as other people. Do you know what I'm saying?
What if it's a character you just didn't want to be in the movie, but they did it okay?
No, it's acting performance. And I know because you're not here every week, but I know there's been a couple times where I've said it's not the character you like the least, the one that seems the most useless, didn't need to be there, any of those things.
Yeah, it's that part just.
Yeah, because some people do vote that way. Like, well, you could have been a trash can. I'm like, no, their acting was on the level of a trash can. That's
I know we've talked about it, but I can't decide.
Okay.
So now what do I do is the question.
Yeah. So, well, you can just go with what Dwayne says here. And he says, David Steinberg as Migosh. He annoyed me every time he was on screen. I get he was supposed to be a devoted friend of Samwise, but he couldn't produce a believable emotion and just sounded whiny. We should go home. Could have played by a bathroom-sized trash can full of dirt. All right. Nicole.
No.
I think you guys already know where I'm going. Do you want me to take your spot?
Yes.
All right, I'll take your spot. It's definitely Laura Dannon's mother in the cave in the beginning where she shouts at the queen. It's rough. It's real rough. I don't know who that is. So I apologize to her. She gave it forcefully, but not well, I guess is all I can say for her. So that's my vote.
Salaine Law.
Thank you for
is
that.
her name.
Thomas, I was going to give it to her anonymously, so not to drag her name through the mud, but Ryan, thank you for being on the ball.
There you go.
Thomas Stagg says, the only award I had a hard time with, but if I had to give it, I'd give it to Gavin O'Harely, who played Eric. I just feel his performance was stiff and almost like someone was holding cue cards in front of him. I loved his fighting, but that was about it. So the golden-haired Eric is the next pick. Farrell, who you got?
Yeah, there's a lot of not a lot of choices. Everyone is very good in this film. I would go
except for one.
Yeah,
Willow's son also was terrible. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I was just trying to see if child actors tends to be where he goes.
Yes, I know. We already know Bob's vote on this.
All right, go ahead, Brian. Before he jumps the gun,
I'm gonna go with Billy Barty.
Billy Barty.
Yes.
Just because he showed up as Billy Barty?
I would say so. Yeah. Not in the sense of I don't understand what the character was really supposed to be. Yeah. And I don't know if it's the screenplay or if it was Billy Barty's performance just showing up as Billy Barty.
Yes.
But it's like in the village, he has the reputation of being the high elder guy, right?
Right.
But he's such a goofball.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, oh, no, you know, like the bird thing.
Sure.
Never mind the bird. Or like, oh, the bones don't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A wise ass. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. He just kind of was whatever to me. And he's really the only one I could think of.
Fair enough. It's hard. This is a hard one for this one. Holly Perry comes in and says, Joanne Whalley. Ooh. She's incapable of any facial expression. Looks like she hasn't got a clue, although her voice is great. I think I may be blinded by her red hair. Since I was a kid, I just thought she was beautiful. So I've always kind of just never once second guessed her performance. Not because, I mean, she's good, not just beyond that, but I'm just saying I might have blinders on when it comes to her is all I'm saying.
Learning that that she is not related to the queen and doesn't feel like she fits anyway.
Yeah, helps
her acting to make sense.
100%. Joe, who you got for the trash can?
Oh, this is...
Yeah, it is. It is that.
There's not a lot here, guys. Yeah. There's not a lot. I'm tempted to go with Rebecca Berman.
What part did she play? Willow's daughter?
The baby.
Laura Dannon?
Laura Dannon.
The third Laura Dannon, baby.
I dare you to do it.
I'm not.
Dang.
I'm tempted. Then you got Steinberg, Migosh. Oh, man.
We're just going to read the cast list, or are you going to pick somebody? Who's your person?
Fine. It's Hulk Hogan standing with muscle.
Okay, all right, obviously.
And then we're going to go Gavin
Eric?
Early.
Yeah, that's Eric.
Oh, that's our second vote.
Eric.
Our second vote for Eric.
Second vote. Yeah. We're about to get. I think that's not a bad pick.
It's not a horrible. Yeah, I'm scratching at the bottom of the barrel though.
No, I hear you. We got a second person to tie him up though here because Joel Thompson just went with Migosh, Willow's friend. So it's tied 2-2 here. I know Willow insisted on sending him back home. The character did serve some purpose to show up close friendship, but even Tom Hanks' close friend was a volleyball in Castaway, so he could have just had a trash can for a best friend. Even though I don't have a problem with the character, I still feel they could have been replaced with a trash. I think what Joel's doing here is what we talked about not doing. It's not about uselessness, you guys. It's about the worst acting performance. So I'll just keep saying that until people eventually listen. But appreciate the pick, though, man. Bob, who's your trash can?
The baby.
I knew it.
All three of them.
You had the stones to do what was necessary.
Yeah.
All three babies?
Yeah.
All of us
All
were weak.
three of them.
All of us were weak. Bob's the only one who could speak the
They're
truth.
not precious. No. They shit everywhere. They don't listen to direction.
Are you describing babies right now?
Or the
acting babies.
The goblins.
Acting babies.
Trolls.
You ever want to teach it? You ever want to direct a baby?
Yeah.
They don't listen.
And it couldn't even do the whole job. There's stuff it couldn't do. They had to get a doll.
Yeah, they had to get a doll.
Couldn't get shaken
You
enough.
can't do the stunt.
Yeah.
Doll was a better actor is what I'm trying to say than the live baby.
Yeah.
'Cause it did its own stunts. The doll did.
Yeah. Did its own stunts.
Okay.
The doll did its own stunts.
Right.
You can shake a doll. You can't shake a live baby.
No, you can't. That's bad.
No.
Jason Smith comes in and says Sally Ann Law as a Laura Dannon's mother.
Wow.
It's another tie. 3 ways.
Oh, boy.
In her IMDb listing for this, it literally just says mother, which makes sense because she didn't stand out. She brought the same whiny energy trying to save her kid as a 5-year-old who didn't get a toy at the store. Wow, which means
Well, I'm supposed to say something,
There's
I guess.
like a
it's
three-way
Nicole.
tie.
So it's a 3-way tie, meaning Nicole, and there's one more patron. We got to hopefully break this tie. Nicole, who's your trash can?
Okay. So these are not trash cans that are like shiny and seen from a far distance.
But they are full of dirt.
They're full of dirt. Throwing around little
So they're heavy.
rubber ninjas here. Okay. I will say that there was little believable chemistry between the best friends. And therefore, I will choose Eric, even though I think he didn't do that poorly.
Eric, the blonde soldier.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Because I didn't really believe they were friends who weren't friends anymore.
You know what's
I was just
crazy?
like, they're just saying those words.
I have Eric's number. I'm going to call him up right now.
There you go.
No.
I'm going to call him up and say
First
how
time
much.
we told
Wait,
somebody.
give me a chance to bake something
Nope.
for him.
I'm
Hold
going to
on.
call him up right now. Tell
I'm
him.
so sorry.
Andrew
your
Wallace
opinion on
comes
it.
in and says, while there are weak or uneven performances all over, none fill my heart with the unending burning rage of that of the confusingly French accented quarter wits, the brownies.
Wow.
This guy.
Oh, Cole, come on.
Even as a kid, they weren't funny, and
Sit down.
they've not gotten better with age. They're small. They'll both fit. Stick them both in the bin. Andrew coming out of left field.
Get out of here.
Hey, you leave Andrew alone. Okay? He wants to put brownies in a trash can. I've put brownies in a trash can before.
You ate the brownies.
Sometimes I throw them out. They get too old and they sat there too long.
They have nuts.
Then you think about some more, take them back out.
Take them back out. Come on.
But I get it that I didn't feel like they moved this plot along.
Yeah.
Yes, they rode on the bird for a minute, but that could have been anything else.
That means that Gavin O'Harely is, I'm probably saying that name wrong. I don't care.
I think you're nice.
Is going to win the trash can. Wow. Win this award for me. Sorry, buddy. Rest in peace.
I was going to say he's dead anyway.
I think you were nice.
All right. This next award is for somebody that had very little screen time, but really made the movie better with the short time they were in it. It's the Steve James Unsung Hero Award.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right? Then there are those few who are. Are you some kind of a badass karate boy?
All right. We've got kicking things off for us Dwayne Gray, and he says, I could have given this to Kevin Pollak, but he was in the movie too much. That said, for me, it was Gavin O'Harely as Eric. Every scene he was in made it better. A real presence, and his death had weight to it.
That last part is true.
Yeah. So, Dwayne, first vote out here for Gavin. I love it. Nicole, who's your unsung hero?
So I think casting of the baby was really good casting, but she was in it too much because she was so cute. But if we're talking about the acting of someone who knew that they were acting, I will say Julie Peters, Kaya.
Kaya.
Yeah.
Willow's wife.
Yeah.
Love that pick.
I believe that she loved him.
100%. Thomas Staggs comes in and says, I've got to give it to Kevin Pollak, who played Rule, a smaller role, but always makes me laugh and felt like he was really loving the role. Yeah. So there's another vote there. Who you got over there, Farrell?
I think it's a tag team. It's got to be Kevin Pollak and Rick Overton.
Cool. So which one? Plant your flag.
No, both of them. It's a tag team.
You have to plant your flag.
Ryan.
They're the same thing.
They're not the same thing.
It's like saying
they have different personalities. Which was your favorite brownie?
Mix their names. Use the
Both
first name of one and
which
the
one?
last
50-50.
name of the other.
No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, Kevin Overton.
You're going
There
to
it
lose
is.
your seat.
There it is. I heard it. I heard
Kevin Overton?
That's what I heard.
Kevin Overton.
So vote for Kevin Overton.
Jeez.
Perfect. Holly Perry says the nursemaid who snuck Alora Dannon out in the beginning showed much emotion, and when she was getting eaten, her scream was believable.
That's good.
I love it. All right. Joe, who's your unsung hero?
Julia Peters.
Julia Peters.
Come on.
Is it Julia
That's
or
like
Julie?
hand.
Julie.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Jewel. Sure.
Yeah,
Jewel.
no, it's fine.
There's no Julia. Jewel Peters.
Julie.
That's like.
That's fine.
Julie. What?
Julie. Yeah.
Anyway, her. Kaya.
Anyway, Kaya.
Thank you. Little people.
Low
Definitely.
profile.
100%.
Awesome. Joel Thompson says Zulema Dean as the midwife. So a second vote for her.
Yeah.
So it's a tie now
good
between
call.
Kaya and the midwife.
It's a really good call.
She risked her life to save the child, raising it long enough for the baby to grow hair, inexplicably, pushing her down the river to again save her life, only to be mauled by two rat dogs. Thoughts and prayers up for Ethna. Yeah. Bob?
Julie Peters.
Julie Peters is Kaya?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace. She just passed away
2 years ago.
2 years ago, right? And it was recently. Yeah.
71.
Wow. Jason Smith comes in and says, so many good choices. Lug, the Wanna Breed guy, Billy Barty, Pat Roach, but I chose Kevin Pollak. Now it's a three-way tie. He was so funny. I need the all brownie adventure movie. All my favorite scenes were the brownies. And honestly, I think Kevin Pollak should win this award just from the scenes in the tavern where he falls in love with a cat and falls into a mug of beer. It's so happy that he dives back in. I'm going to break the tie because Kaya's got 3 votes at this point, so it's not even a tie. And now she's got 4 votes because I'm also going Julie Peters. I got emotional when they left and emotional when they came back. And that's because of her.
Yeah.
And so she killed it in just a couple of scenes.
Yep.
And her presence was felt through the movie, even when she was not there.
She pulled a William Hurt in History of Violence.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So
5 minutes and then owns the movie.
Fantastic. And then Andrew Wallace says, watch this movie as an adult. I always find myself drawn to Julie Peters as
Look
Kael.
at that.
She wasn't a trained actor prior to the movie, and it's a simple enough role, but there's something honest to the sweetness and support she shows. It seems so natural and endearing in the few scenes that she's in. It balances out with a 17-year-old. Well, unless I had that wrong. It said in the notes that I had that he was 17. Somebody's got to double check that now.
Joe Blow movie. Joe Blow. What the F happened to this film?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
I mean, he was born in 1970 and they filmed it in 1987. So
there you go.
There's math.
Right, because I want to say when they did Jedi, he was like 11 years old.
12. Right? Yeah.
He was
11 or
offered
12.
He was offered the role on the set of Return of the Jedi.
There you go. Which that means that Julie Peters wins. Sorry, I don't mean to bury the lead there. And well deserved. Julie crushed that. And so while this has been, we're cooking on another long episode here, but this is a movie that's deserving of a long episode. But it's now finally time to land this thing. And so we have to do what we argued about in Armageddon, which I think was a perfect encapsulation of our rating system, where you had made that take that said that Armageddon was better than Saving Private Ryan, which got a ton of crap online.
100%.
And there were a lot of people that saying, I want to watch that more. I would rewatch, even on the Discord, same thing. Join the Discord on our Patreon if you want to get on there and talk with us about it. But the people saying, I would watch that more often than I watch Saving Private Ryan. But is it a better movie objectively? And this is what we try to do in our rating system.
Yeah.
So some people, when they write their final ratings and they go, I love this movie, even though it's got all this stupid stuff in it. So I'm saying great movie. And I'm like, okay, but by saying that there's all these broken, stupid things about it, you're saying it's objectively maybe not good, but you love it. So I'm trying. We're 200 episodes in. I'm still trying to get people to understand. And I admit it's probably a failure on my part to come up with such an obtuse rating system. But this is what we're doing. Objectively, subjectively. Yeah. And we'll start with Dwayne Gray, who says, good movie straight up. Good story, good action. The effects, aside from the dragon, still hold up. The pig transformation deserves a Thomas Award. James Horner's score is perfect. Loved this movie as a kid, and I hadn't watched it in a long time, and I was afraid I'd only like it because of nostalgia. But no, it was genuinely good. Do want to know how much of a head start did they give the midwife? Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying, dude. She made great time before having to Moses that kid down the river. Thanks, Dwayne from Tennessee, man.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate you, brother. Nicole, you have the floor on Willow.
Thank you. Willow, is it you we're looking for? Okay. So
I can see you in the forest.
I find this to be, with the exception of the fact that all of a sudden the brownies came and then it didn't make as much sense because they felt it was disjointed because it was back then when they made it. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Regular.
Good and good.
Vanilla good.
I feel like it's been a while since you've said something was good.
It is.
So I'm so happy to hear this.
Great.
Did your son like it?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
All right. What was wrong with your kids? Her kid liked it.
Talking about my kid?
Yes.
You said you didn't like it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her kid liked it.
I don't know.
I blame the
YouTube.
I blame the parents.
Internet ruins kids.
Yeah.
That they fry their attention span to a ferret of crystal meth. They can't pay attention for more than 5 seconds.
To a ferret on crystal meth?
No,
Yes.
they eventually become ferrets on crystal meth.
I see.
Because their attention span is so
like
frail.
Roselle. Like Roselle in the tree.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
Roselle. Yeah. No.
And apparently that animal lived forever.
Yeah.
The gopher of the sky or whatever.
Oh, ferrets on meth?
No, I'm going back 2 animals before. What was she for a long time on the island?
A possum.
She was
possum.
the possum.
Bushtail possum.
But she was a
Bushtail
possum so
possum.
long she didn't realize that she'd gotten old. But I
Oh,
guess
that's
possum,
true.
bushtail
Kids
possums.
don't know what good storytelling is anymore.
I hear you, man.
No, they don't. No, they're so used to the, as much as I love Netflix movies,
Yeah.
they're fun.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
But it's not the same.
It's not the artistry that we see.
It's not the same as the 80s and 90s and the
And you don't need artistry
early aughts or whatever.
when you're just doing stuff on a computer. I'm guessing those people are artists too, but in a different way.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel the same.
No, everything's fake.
Yeah. I blame the early aughts too.
Blame the early aughts. I said the early aughts, like those, like the 2000s to
Yeah.
the 2010s was the last great film decade.
Yeah, that's when they ruined it. And then after that,
2011, everything went to shit.
we're on the same page. I think we're saying the same thing. Yeah. All right. So we got 2 good movie ratings. Thomas Staggs comes in and says, this movie is a good movie, full stop. This is my favorite high fantasy movie for a long time. So much so I named my daughter after Elora Danan. Lots of action, plenty of comedy, and a hint of romance. It's a movie you can watch many times over, as I have.
Did he?
I don't mention a Val Kilmer, who's my favorite character.
Did he?
And also, he says the best Batman, Val Kilmer.
Wow. I mean, he was a good Batman.
That guy.
Yeah.
He was a good Batman. And he's a good Batman in a very crappy movie.
Yeah. There you go.
So I did Google it, and yes, the name Elora has gone up and continues to go up.
How about
By
that?
the way, it didn't stop 2 years after 88.
I love it. Farrell, if you can do it in under 10 minutes, what's your final rating of Willow?
Well, James, since objectivity is an illusion, and we will all define it through the subjectivity of our own cognitive facets, I'm going to say Willow is a great freaking movie.
Oh, okay. Perfect. You threw me, had me in the first half, not going to lie.
No, it's a movie, like, as we went through it, yes, there are weird parts of the screenplay. There are things that don't make sense timetable-wise in logic.
Yeah.
But as George Lucas said, it is literally a hodgepodge of all these fantasy elements. So even the critics who want to say that it's a ripoff of this, it's a ripoff of that. Matter of fact, Pat Roach, as General Kael, that was a reference to Patricia Kael, who was a notorious bitch of a film critic in the 70s and the 80s.
Wow.
Interesting.
Really?
Yes.
So that's where Kael came from.
That's where Kael came from.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Why was she
Willow?
Why was she a bitch?
Because she was a film critic who hated every movie. How are you going to get into that line of work if you hate it?
Yeah.
I don't
know. But overall,
Willow, who it's fun. Like, we made so much fun of, like, Lord of the Rings. Like, Willow was the first one. And you had ILM invent the software that gave us T2. Willow is a great movie. Full stop.
Okay.
I don't understand any of the hate to it.
Yeah.
It always has been, will be forever a great movie.
Love it.
Nice.
Love that flag plant. Holly Perry comes in and says, Kevin Pollak made me laugh. Val Kilmer looked like he was having so much fun, came through. And Warwick Davis, just a great actor. It would be a travesty not to include him as probably the best thing in this movie.
Yep.
And ultimately, she says, this movie absolutely rules. Loved it as a kid, and it's still amazing. So it's another good movie vote from Holly Perry as we head over to the kids' table for the Mad Genius. Joe, how do you feel about Willow, a movie you drafted way back in the movie draft?
Long time ago. I did not watch this movie before I came over here. Because I've seen it a lot, but I've seen it a lot long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I actually sat down and watched the whole film. And knowing that, I probably will never go back and watch the film again.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely love and adore this movie.
Yeah.
And I am terrified if I go back, my opinions will change.
Oh,
so as it sits, and I don't want to watch it again. I'm just going to watch clips. Great movie. That's great.
Okay. Fair enough, man. I respect it. And Joel Thompson comes in and says, I give this an 8 out of 10. Not how this works. But you know what?
It's not how good movies rule.
But you know what? In his defense, does he have the Steven Seagal thing? He might have thought Willow was good movies rule just because it's Willow. Oh. So I don't want to give him too hard of a time. But the nostalgia brings me back to my childhood with the story, action, and comedy so well put together. The acting was also very well done. Memorable characters, some scary and some funny. I'm going to take that 8 out of 10 and make that a good movie rating.
That's what that is.
From Joel.
I concur.
Bob, how do you feel about Willow? Does it stand up?
I know now and forever, buried in the foundation of the scorched earth, that it will always be better than Snow White of 2025.
You haven't even seen it yet, and you already know it's better.
I already know it's better.
Why does it make you so mad?
Snow White?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to get into that nonsense.
We'll tell you after.
Okay.
That's on the post show.
Yeah. I think we went too long for a post show, but we'll still tell you after as we're putting our coats on. How about that?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, everyone said it better. Great movie.
All right.
Great.
Awesome, man. And then Jason Smith, I'm going to give him the final say because it was his Dudikoff. So we'll go over to Andrew Wallace, and he says, after giving a Thomas to the entire special effects team, I wanted to say that. I agree. Did a great job. He goes, this is an easy one for me. I've watched this every few years since I was little and happily introduce all 3 of my kids to it when they turn 7 as a rite of passage in our household. Willow is not perfect, but it's unequivocally a good movie. Have a great show and keep your mouths closed when bird watching. Coach
That's good
Andy.
Yay,
I love
Andy.
it, man. I love it, love it, love it. All right. I'll give Jason, like I said, the final word, and here's what I'll say. Watch the movie. And I say that
I'm
because
scared.
I was exactly like where you were, very, very worried to go back to it. And especially I feel like as we've gone through this and I've watched so many movies and I feel like I'm so critical now when I watch films that it's really hard for a movie to surprise me. This movie not only holds up, I think it's better than it was when I watched it when I was a kid.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
100% agree with that.
The whole movie holds up.
Yes.
The effects hold up. The story holds up. The acting holds up. All of it.
I'll watch it with my boys. I'll see if they.
Yeah.
I'll get them. Sit down with them.
It 100% is a good movie, objectively by any measure, and subjectively. I love this thing, and I'm so happy that we got a chance to come on here and say, to, however these critics put this as a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes, you're idiots. Boring. What they call it? Lack of pacing.
Pigs.
They're all morons.
Oh, it was G Mars. Yeah,
This is me. I want to have all of the movie critics out in front of my house so I can go up on my roof and go, "You're all morons, all pigs," because this I can't fathom how they'd be like boring, whatever generic and poorly paced and all this stuff. I never get bored once. Not once, and I get bored easy. I have ADD. I mean, I need things to happen like at a pace, and it's good. So good movie. That's it.
Full
End of
stop.
story.
Is he still in frame? Is he still in frame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then finally, Jason Smith says, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, it has some issues, but I still love it. I remember watching this as a kid, but on rewatch, I'm now questioning whether it's a kid's movie. Yeah, there's some creepy, dark shit in this movie, but there's also a ton of stuff that I love. I've watched it 100 times and it never gets old. This is a good movie that rules. My awards are also light and praise for the little people actor, so I want to give some love to the guitar-playing hobbit from the festival. He was only in that one scene strumming the guitar, but tell me you wouldn't want to see that dude at a dive bar playing some Cat Stevens while chain-smoking lung darts. Thanks again for everything
that's my kind of a party.
that you guys do.
indeed.
That means, you guys, clean sweep across the board.
Yeah.
Proving yet again that these critics know nothing. It's a great movie for Willow. So
good. Thank you, James Horner.
Oh man, it just great stuff. Great. So we're now gonna move on because that's what we do every week. It's like we can't bask in this too much because we have the next thing coming. It's always another movie coming down the pipe, and this movie is one I'm very excited about for next week because it's been a long time. Episode 91 was the last time Jean-Claude Van Damme,
The prodigal son,
showed up
returns.
in this. We did 7 Van Damme movies in the first 100 episodes, and then none in the second.
Desert.
Wow.
Thick desert heat killed
Van Damme
it off for a
Desert.
while.
Yes.
For 109 episodes.
Yes.
Was it
No Van
91?
Damme.
Was it like in the 90s? Was Desert Heat? I think
I think it was.
I think we
98.
stopped after.
BMR Desert.
And now we're going back to the well, and Hard Target is going to be next week.
God,
Can't wait for that one.
There you go.
That'd be
John
so fun
Woo.
to say if you were in Boston.
Yes.
Hat tag it.
Tag it.
Tag.
That'd be awesome.
yo, pigeon.
So can't wait for that one. But Bob is going to be back, and Dave is going to be in here for his first JCVD episode.
Who is?
David is coming in
awesome.
to be on there. It'll be David
not
and Clint. Clint's been on a lot of the JCVD ones.
Dave's not here.
Okay. And so
Dave's not here, man.
David, Clint, and Bob will be here for Hard Target, and I'll be here too. And so we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Nicole and Farrell.
Sure.
You got out of this one without a terrible take. I'm proud of you.
No, it's still time.
You had to redeem yourself from Armageddon, is all I'm saying.
No, I don't need to redeem myself
Joe,
at all.
Thank you for deciding the kids' table wasn't beneath you and that you came into this. Okay?
Actually, now that I'm sitting here, I
Yeah.
think I actually was on one episode.
Were you?
On the second last
Okay. At the old place.
The penultimate.
Okay, got it.
Not the original, not the OG place, but I think I was on one over there.
Okay, fair enough. Then thank you for coming back to the kids' table.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Bob, thanks for showing your face around here, Hauser. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Warwick Davis, he's a good Frodo.
He's up against evil.
That's right. You take the old dude wizards and you make them old lady wizards. And they still do the flip fighting.
Wizard Foo.
The actress who played Razel was born in 1909.
Wow.
Her headshot on IMDb is brown and white.
That's amazing.
Yep.
1909. And I actually thought she was born in the early.
I'm a beautiful woman, Willow.
Concentrate, Willow.
Willow should have been like, what is this crap?
Not the kind of boobs I wanted to see.